Well, hello, good morning, everybody. No, good evening on this side of the planet. Other side of the planet, good morning. Good morning, Aunt Ray and Tiny Ghost. Who else do we have? Princess. Sorry, chat. I'm still getting used to the ats. I hate it. Lainey, Lazy, hello. Lily, hello. Just a cute. Hello, Aunt Ray. Cat Lady, lovely to see you. Koala, Toby, Star, Yamino, Tiny Ghost, Carolyn, Fabric. Hello, Malaki. Hello, Lottie. Hello, a pleasure as always. Thank you so much for your support, love. Thank you all so much for being here. Hello, good evening. Welcome or welcome back. How's it going? This is the third live stream today in my reality. Crazy. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's do a quick introduction. Hi, my name's Zach. Lovely to meet you if you're new. Thank you very much for returning. If you are coming back, I am not a mental or physical healthcare professional. Just a guy who loves to make talks about things on the internet, watches way too much for too many people. Also not here to bully, shame, hate, harass, or humiliate. Just here to talk about the produced and monetized content that we're seeing on this platform, because it's all about what choices about what we say, choices about what we put on the internet, choices. Now, firstly, I do need to apologize. I don't have the fabulous judge's wig on right now. I do unfortunately need my headphones. Wait, did that work last time? Hold on. Hold on. I don't know if that worked last time. Did that work last time? Oh, I think it does. I can just hear myself being real loud. Hold on. Sorry, I'll fix it. Hold on. Okay, just bear with me. Rawr. Anna, thank you for the super chat, honey. Anna says, I missed the early morning stream. Well done on your 20k possum. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate it. So deserved for putting in so much overtime. Thanks, hon. I appreciate it. Okay, this will work. I think we can make this work. Hold on. No spoilers, chat. Oh, this is why the headphone's been so big. Right. It's not just the big head, it's the wig. Okay, hold on. How does this look? Does this translate? Is this good? Are we good? Is this okay? It's a little itchy and I can hear myself too much, so I don't like that, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, hi chat. Okay, so first things first, I would like to draw your attention to two things. The pinned comment in the chat, please read it, please understand the words, please just take a breath, okay? Secondly, in the description down below, there's two links, one to the fabulous salty crab and one to the fabulous piggy, whose videos we'll be watching today. They've only been out for a couple of hours. Please click the link, go support, go say hi from me, give a thumbs up, do all of the things. So, look, I've said some of my thoughts. I feel like the hair's in my eyes. Oh, I can flip this one. How fun. I feel like I shared a few of the thoughts on this topic of conversation as we were going over Chantel's stream today. I kind of sat with them to compile them a little bit more, and as I was doing that, the lovely Salty Crab uploaded a video, which I think will be helpful to watch together and kind of go through and unpack some thoughts and some feelings and where my disappointment comes from. So the last time I spoke about being disappointed was with the Rachel debacle, and in a very similar vein, very different vein as well, because obviously there is a cat involved. But in a very similar vein, I have some thoughts and I have some feelings, and I would like to talk about them. Pardon me. Kelsey, thank you for the super chat, love. Kelsey says this wig is a fabulous side character. Thank you. Thank you. The wig does not have a name, but it is very warm. So if I start sweating, it's the polyester. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, so let's get to. We're gonna watch some Salty Crab. How's that sound? Let's go. Oh, the volume is so low through all of this fabulous hair. Okay, that's fine. I'll fix it. It's fine.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different than we usually do. Apparently, there has been some
the wig could be called Judy tweeting.
Fuckery afoot in...
Not the fuckery.
Girl world.
Oh, I forgot to like the video. Hold on. There we go.
With the reaction channel French Fried Girl. I'm sure most of you have heard of her channel. Maybe you've seen a video or two that she's done. But recently, some information has come out about a situation regarding her and Foodie.
Chat, just yell at me if the audio is bad.
Beauty's cat,
Thanks.
because I don't know what it is about this community, but every scandal has to involve a cat for some reason. But this whole situation is complicated and gonna take a bit of time to explain. So this is gonna be a long one, so get comfortable because we're gonna...
Now, chat, I would like to say I'm not supremely knowledgeable about all of this. Yes, I doom scroll on Twitter pretty frequently. But specifically when we get to the conversation about the brother and the dad fighting back and forth on YouTube and like all of that stuff, Salty has obviously put this video together, and I will be erring on the side of like, this is, I hate to say the plot, but it is the plot. If there's something in here that needs a correction or there's questions about or information about, feel free to drop it in the chat. We'll talk about it.
Gonna talk about everything. Ready? Let's go. So before we get started, I just want to make a little disclaimer, I guess you could say. A few other creators have been talking about this, Charlie Gold, Zachary Michael, and I would like to echo what Zachary Michael said in his video last night, that...
For clarity, when this video came out, I watched it, and then I went back and watched Zachary Michael's video on the topic, and then came back and re-listened to this, and now we're here. That's been my day. I was at the gym.
I am not here to start going after different reaction channels. That is not my goal with this video. What happened directly involves one of the girls. It directly involves Foodie Beauty. That is...
And that's kind of what I was saying earlier today. Like, it's hard to take BBJ out of the main plot because BBJ had been part of the main plot for a very long time and was still part of a main plot even after Chantal abandoned her. So, chat, again, if you've got a lot of feelings about the topic and you just want to make a statement or have a question, feel free. The chat is open for it. But, yeah, I have my own thoughts.
That's why I'm interested in this. And my...
This is all Chantal's fault.
My goal here in my video is to just lay out all of the information for you if you aren't aware of what's going on and let you come to your own conclusions. Now, this story starts in 2023, February 2023 to be exact. Foodie Beauty had two cats that she was neglecting. It was very obvious to all of the audience. She was not taking her cats to get groomed. Their fur was matted. She wasn't feeding them properly. And it was a constant issue that people had with her. There was even a time where someone sent her a large donation to take her cats to the vet, which she had...
Is that Vegas doll sent $100 or $300? I remember a couple of those really big donations. I also remember, and again, this is me just like remembering the scenarios and the situation. The only time we remember BBJ going to the vet was with Roman and Kiwi the parrot. And then the vet told Chantal that she needed to get bloods done, and that never happened. And then BBJ was abandoned.
Ended up just keeping that money and not taking them. Now, in February 2023, Foodie decided to rehome her cats. Now, one of the cats, BBJ, who will be the center of the discussion today, was pretty old for a cat. I believe BBJ was 20 years old, 21 years old, somewhere around that age.
17 million years old. It's a bit of an in-joke that BBJ's age continued to change pretty consistently. Somewhere between 17 years and like 22 years was the common like range.
And Chantal claimed that she took BBJ to the vet, and the vet recommended that BBJ be put down. Now, a lot of people were very skeptical of this because it seemed like Chantal maybe was just making this up.
Yeah, and I don't think that's accurate. Again, from memory, and like my memory's not great, but there are like some nuggets in the vault. Chantal was threatening, and Chantal had threatened the final vet visit to be an end-of-life consultation, and that's what kind of kicked off a lot of heat towards Chantal, specifically the buried in a bag, not a box commentary. But before that, remembering that Roman had taken Chantal and BBJ to a vet, that makes it sound like Chantal's going to the vet, to get bloods done for BBJ, but they said she would need to come back, and she never did.
And BBJ didn't need to be put down, and she just didn't want to have to deal with BBJ anymore. So when Chantal rehomed her other cat, Sam, someone reached out to Chantal and said, I will adopt BBJ. Now, if I'm getting any of the details about the story wrong, I apologize, but these details aren't so much a part of the bigger story. So anyway, someone
Yeah, I would say that they probably, like, context matters. That's the statement for every time there's a fucking mess. I would say that is a pretty accurate retelling of the situation leading up to BBJ being abandoned. Yeah.
Reaches out to...
Again, there are, like, a couple of things that I specifically remember of that time period. Maybe that I'm remembering differently. But again, that's why we're doing this stream, so I can try to put my thoughts together. Lily, thank you for the super chat, honey. Lily says, I steer clear of this because it's so complex and seems messy at every turn. Messy with no laughs. It's true. Since the topic has exploded, I'm so happy to get the info together with Poppy in chat. Thank you very much for the support, Lily. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think... the problem is when something within the main narrative comes out of the main narrative, and then something happens to that, be it Tommy Salami, BBJ, like, engaging with touching the poo, etc. The problem is that it always kind of gets sucked back into the main narrative. Like, even if it's just on, like, there's a 3-hour Chantal live stream. I think that she spoke about, like, BBJ and FFG for maybe, like, 20 minutes of that live stream, but it still kind of gets sucked back into the show, you know? And if you're only someone who kind of watches the show, like, I feel like there's a bit of missing information all the time, you know? It's like there's a secret pilot that we didn't get to watch.
Chantal, they say, I will adopt BBJ. Chantal says, great, come over to my apartment. And
okay, so from memory, I'm going to try... Look, again, chat, this is me trying to replay everything from memory. From memory, Chantal came online and told us that... Because Chantal Chantal obviously erupted when the bloopening happened. And kind of spilled the beans on what she was told, because she didn't tell us what she was told previously because she wanted to keep things private, right? So we were told that there was a person named Amy Flowers who was really sick or bedbound or, like, had a terminal illness or something and was going to look after BBJ. The reason why I remembered that specific note is because in my mind I always thought, why would Chantal give BBJ to someone who Chantal is saying is bedbound? Like, what's the care situation? How is BBJ going to go to the vet? That's kind of the major concern here. Like, what's happening with all of this? And I kind of, like, tucked that... I think most people kind of tucked that all away. But that was kind of one of our first stories when it came to who exactly was taking BBJ. And, yeah, I always found it really strange that Chantal didn't work with, like, because Sam went to a foster home originally, because I think Chantal was actually planning on getting Sam back if the marriage in Kuwait didn't work out. And that's why kind of Sam's story changed, like, 6 months after she abandoned him. But, yeah, BBJ didn't go to a foster, and BBJ didn't go to a shelter, and Chantal didn't deal with any organizations or charities because she thought the girl in the verse would find BBJ, and so she went for private rescue, I suppose that's a better word. Slurple, thank you for the super chat, love. Slurple says FFG is becoming a lolcow. She's getting milked by the other reactors. She even has her own Topia chew. While the family stuff is bizarre, Slurple, like, seeing even some of that playing out on Twitter is kind of bizarre. So weird. Thank you for the super chat, hun. Ooh, itchy. And Tahini, thank you for the super chat. Love, Tahini says, it's Finny here. Oh, name change back soon. Congrats, lovely Bobby, and 20k. Thank you, hun. I was at work watching it live and I couldn't stop smiling. I'm so happy for you. No one else deserves it as much as you. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. I think lots of people deserve all the numbers, but thank you for the support, hun. Thank you.
And pick her up. I'll have her ready to go. We then get this video from Chantal showing the person picking BBJ up and taking her home with them.
So I actually found this clip because I couldn't find it on Just Saying's channel, but I did find it over on Barbecue Chicken's channel, aka Barbecue Chillin'. And in it, there's a very short clip of Chris, who is the brother, picking up BBJ, and you, like, hear his voice, and he says something along the lines of, oh, you know, I'm always contactable, or if there's ever any issues, just, like, give me a buzz or let me know, or whatever. At that point in time, when we watched this vlog originally and we saw Chris, we didn't know it was Chris. We originally thought that it was someone, or were told it was someone associated to Amy Flowers. So to retell the Chantel story, because she probably doesn't remember how she told this, she told us that on the day of the pickup, Amy Flowers that said that something had happened, and that Amy was going to send someone else to come and pick her up. I don't know if Chantel told us the story that it was Amy Flowers' fiance or husband or whatever, and we'll get into that when we get into the other stuff. But we were told that something had happened. Amy Flowers couldn't come and pick up BBJ, and instead she was sending someone else, a guy, to come and pick them up.
Bye, BBJ. I got your house, and you're going to a new home today. Let's go get you ready. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna put one of my old shirts in there. I cleaned her cage out so that she's ready to be transported. Can still smell me for anxiety, maybe? I don't know. Sweet!
Oh, God. You trying to fix the audio as she yells
They're
into the
coming,
microphone.
sweet.
Very good.
Your new home. Kuwait is not for you. Poop scoop. Going in? You're gonna miss her?
No. I'm glad to be rid of her.
Bye, sweetie.
Also, while I was looking for some older clips through the compilation channels, I did find a lot of, like, if you go to Barbecue Chillin'/Chicken, if you go to Just Saying and literally just type in BBJ, there's a whole heap of content where Chantel is talking about BBJ either before or after the abandonment. And there was one piece about how Pete's was saying that he wouldn't keep BBJ, even though originally, like, Casey, who was BBJ's original name, was kind of both Pete's and Chantel's cat.
I'm gonna miss you so much, but I'm gonna get updates all the time. Yeah. I'm gonna miss you. I love you so much.
Chelsea, thank you for the super chat, honey. Chelsea says, my cat is getting extra cuddles tonight. Chat, please do. I forgot to say it at the start of the stream. That's why I was confused. But please give all of the fur babies all of the extra love and maybe an extra treat today. Just be nice, you know?
Aww. You're gonna be alright. Bye, BBJ.
If ever, there's any questions.
Oh, there he is. There's Chris. Bye, Chris. Hi, bye. Nice to meet you.
Bye.
You do?
Shortly after this video came out, French Fried Girl went live and told everyone that the person who adopted BBJ was a relative of hers and that BBJ was now in French Fried Girl's possession.
Play.
My brother is always down to do ratchet shit with me. Just so we understand the difference between, siblings and siblings here.
Lily, thank you for the super chat, honey. Lily says, so is mine. Pulpy treats for the pets. Thanks, son.
So that, everybody, was my brother at the bottom of that staircase. French fried bro coming through, getting BBJ. While your girl Frenchie was not far away with full disguise on like a fucking sociopath, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, BBJ is in the familia now. We'll put it that way, okay? Am I keeping BBJ, like, in my home? No. I'm not a cat person. I have a dog. It's just not my thing.
Okay, well, that story changes kind of as this goes on, and I remember watching the bloop stream. I remember when it happened, there was this, like, ripple across the community. Everyone was like, something's going on today. And then that stream happened, and I remember streaming that very day, and I was quite similar to any time the poo is touched. I was very, very happy that a cat was being taken away from a bad situation. But I was mildly uncomfortable with how how poo touchy everything was getting. The story changes, but whatever.
But BBJ is in the familia now. As Chantal told everybody, it was a beezer who got BBJ, who worked on her for BBJ. A beezer? Maybe. A double agent? Somewhat. My sister-in-law? Abso-fucking-lutely.
So chat, you'll have to feel free to yell at me if there are any clear answers to any of the silly little questions that I have today. But from my understanding, there was never a sister-in-law. Is that correct? Because Chris, aka French Fried Bro, came to Twitter and had been speaking to reaction channels or people in the community for a couple of months at this point in time, and has said that that was not the case. So there was never a sister-in-law. Okay, well, that's good to know.
Now, understandably, Chantal was pissed because her biggest enemy on YouTube was now in possession of her cat, and it was done in a very sneaky way. Now, I feel like most of the audience was okay with what happened. I know there were some who thought it was the best thing ever. Not only was BBJ going to get a new owner, be treated better, possibly live a longer life, but it also pissed Chantal off. So people were cheering that on. There were some people who were on the other end of the spectrum who thought this was crazy. This was poo touching at the highest level. But
I mean, for me, I had a complicated thought about it. I was very happy that BBJ wasn't in a situation where the likely like near-term solution was going to be BBJ being put down. Like, I think a lot of people were very pleased with that. But in the same vein, like, Sam was given to a foster situation. Like, if BBJ had been given to a foster or a rescue or any of those things, like, it would have ended in the exact same result. It would have ended in a different result, but I guess we'll kind of get to all of that. Yeah, at the time, I remember saying that I personally thought that Chantal was taking the easiest route and way out. And it really shouldn't have been a surprise that someone within the community had taken BBJ, because the way that Chantal was saying that like a Beezer or someone who'd watched her a lot had reached out to her in DMs on Instagram and was like messaging consistently and was telling her like all of these stories. And I remember saying, like, Chantal is literally finding the easiest way out for BBJ, because instead of actually actively seeking a place for BBJ to go, coincidentally, something has just landed in her Instagram DMs and she will put the least amount of effort in. And then it turned out to be this.
But I feel like for the most part, people were thankful that BBJ was going to be looked after and loved and taken care of much better than Chantal had been doing. And it seemed like that was the case. French Fried Girl took BBJ to the vet. She provided screenshots of everything that the vet had said was wrong with BBJ. And we had clear proof that Chantal had been neglecting BBJ. So for the most part, people were like, okay, even if I don't agree with the means of how this all happened, it is a good thing that it did. So for about 8 months, things kind of went along. Normally, FFG was posting updates about BBJ. She was showing people pictures of BBJ, and it seemed like this whole situation was working out well. Fast forward to a few days ago. We are now 2.5 years post the BBJ rescue.
Okay, timeline's going to be important here, and Salty will put up a couple of like dates and stuff for streams. But from memory, the BBJ abandonment was late February 23, right? Right.
And a person on Twitter who is claiming to be FFG's brother puts up this post. It says, most people in this community know already, but if you ever needed confirmation, BBJ died in 2023, and my sister has her urn at her house. This won't have much of an effect, but YouTube is coming. Just know, like you already know in your hearts, BBJ has been dead for a long time.
I have been unpacking these thoughts since it was brought up in the stream like 12 hours ago. When it originally happened, and when Chantal was going off for weeks, mate, it was happening for weeks. Like, Chantal would not shut up about FFG taking BBJ. It happened, like, it was happening for months. And at that point in time, it was in the major plot. Like, it was all very front-facing in the live streams. And I remember at one point in time saying, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, right? Like, if you... There's a very hard way to stop talking about BBJ, because unfortunately BBJ is a character within the show that we all watch, and one whom's the like the general audience would like to know what's happening. Is it annoying or frustrating that you might have to give those updates frequently? Yes. Did you also choose to take the cat? Yes. At that point in time, we were being told that BBJ was not living with FFG, if I remember correctly. BBJ was living with Amy Flowers, and then when the Amy Flowers story changed, it was a friend of the family. And I specifically, because we're jumping ahead, and we'll come back to like 2023. But I also remember there being a conversation about how, yeah, it might have just been a friend of the family, it might have been Amy Flowers, and it might have been FFG. I don't understand why any of those things needed to be confusing. Like, I don't understand why any of those needed, like, we could have just had one truth instead of 3 lies, but I digress.
Now, over the years, many people had speculated that BBJ had passed away. A big reason being because FFG stopped posting pictures of BBJ. And also, since BBJ was already an elderly cat, it was kind of thought, obviously the cat is not going to live forever. At this point, she would be, I think, 22, 23 years old. But here's the thing. FFG never came out and said BBJ passed away. She was giving everyone the impression that BBJ was doing well, alive and well. She was even stating that in her live streams. So people question, okay, who is this guy on Twitter? Is this really FFG's brother? Is this a troll? What is going on?
Oh, McPlant, is it? Hello, honey. I remember the profile picture. Thank you for the super chat, honey. McPlant says, I just don't understand why she didn't tell us. I was never an FFG fan, but people would have understood. She was an elderly cat. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Someone had mentioned earlier this morning, and maybe it'll come up like later through this watch, that like it couldn't, like it, like Chantal couldn't have known. Chantal wasn't allowed to know. And it's like, that's a pretty shitty excuse, pardon me, but I think that's a pretty shit excuse to say Chantal doesn't deserve to know whether or not her cat has passed, so therefore the rest of the audience doesn't deserve to know. I don't agree with that. Like, fundamentally, I don't agree with that, but okay.
This post is from one of FFG's biggest critics. They are on Twitter, known as the Hater Tater, and they posted this. It says, for those questioning if the Chris Feldman posting on Twitter is really FFG's brother, I asked him a while ago to prove that it was him, and he did as I asked. These screenshots are being shared with his permission. Now, if for no other reason... Oh,
Liv Lane, did I miss someone? I'm so sorry. Chat, if I'm missing anyone, just yell at me. Anna, thank you for the super chat, honey. Anna says, it feels like things go beyond just poo touching these days. They're diving into the unhygienic thunderbox and living there. Stop. Thank you for the super chat, hun. Sorry about the delay, chat. I'm just, I have a lot of thinking today,
And then to prove it's him. And the screenshots are of the Hater Tater messaging.
Oh, Kenvia, I 100% agree. I'm, like, I don't know if I need to repeat what I just said, but I'm glad that Chantal didn't have BBJ. But I can be glad that Chantal didn't have BBJ, and also, like, cynical and, like, I can disagree with the way that the rest of it rolled out. Messy.
The person on Twitter saying, hey, if you are really FFG's brother, go on your Facebook page and make a post about the weather. And a few minutes later, this person from Twitter went on the confirmed brother's Facebook page and made a post about the weather. If that wasn't enough, Chris then began posting things on Twitter that only the real Chris Feldman would have. There were pictures of him and his sister when they were little, which those pictures, as far as I know, can't be found anywhere else on the internet. He also posted a picture of some paperwork that he got when he went to a doctor, I think. He posted a picture of a job offer that he got. Just, as far as I'm concerned, it was enough proof to show that this...
Well, see, here's the thing, Andraste. So Andraste said the kidney damage was probably advanced. Oh, sorry, chat. I can't see my own audio. Hope it's okay. Andraste said the kidney damage was probably reasonably advanced by the time FFG got her, but she could have shared that. FFG shared all of the veterinary information that the audience was asking for. So I don't think there's a reasonable argument to say that there was a level of like information that wasn't appropriate for the audience to know about. And if you were going to perhaps be a little bit more cynically minded, like I might be in this very moment, you might think that putting out the veterinary information on BBJ to the audience not only gave the audience the information that they may have felt entitled to, but they also confirmed that Chantal was a shitty pet owner. We knew Chantal was a shitty pet owner. We knew even more detail when all of that veterinary information came out. But I don't think anybody was going to say that like it was an immediate effect because of FFG that BBJ had passed away at any point in time. The problem with all of that information being hidden, I suppose, is that it now makes everybody question it. Because, like, why lie? Like why lie? It's the same question we ask the girls. Why lie? Why lie? Why are we lying? But why lie?
Actually was the real Chris Feldman, FFG's actual brother, which means what he said about BBJ is true, that she did pass away in 2023, and FFG has been lying about her being alive all this time. So people started asking specifics about the passing of BBJ. Someone asked what month in 2023. Chris said it was October. He then later on came out and said it was October the 17th of 2023 that BBJ passed. Someone else asked,
which from memory has been adjusted at this point in time, and I understand that there's a conversation around all of that, and I don't understand why my thing keeps scrolling down. And I understand all of that. But again, it is very, like, the entire timeline is very confusing. And I think specifically with this corner of the internet, and when you're talking about a cat, not just a cat, but a cat who has been, like, cared about from an audience perspective and neglected from Chantal's perspective, I don't understand why you would want to murky the water on the story or the timeline or anything. Like, it seems to me, I don't know, I might be a little bit new to this corner of the internet, but it really does seem to me that, like, gaslighting and muddying the story and lying by omission might not be the best thing when it comes to this. But what do I know?
was she put down? And he confirmed, yes, she was.
Because outside of this, like, the brother conversation of everything, right? Like, this isn't what I would consider private information, right? Like, I understand not wanting to talk about real life stuff. I understand, like, I get all of that from a content creator's perspective. Totally get that. Totally respect that. Totally understand that. But BBJ was a main character in the show that we all watch, and the rescue of BBJ was a major plot point in the show that we all watch. And you can say that, like, BBJ's retired until the end of time, but that doesn't take the audience's connection to BBJ away. If you didn't, like, I just don't understand the logic. Like, if you didn't want to talk about BBJ anymore, that's fine, don't talk about BBJ. But specifically, the passing of BBJ seems like a pretty poignant thing to be very clear about if you are going to go to the extent of rescuing the cat from Chantal. I don't understand why we would lie.
He also stated that he was the one who went and picked up BBJ from Chantal's apartment. He is saying that FFG approached him and said to him, I need your help. I need you to go pick up a cat for me. And when I stream in a couple of days, I'm going to tell my community that we rescued this cat, and whatever money I get, and I'm sure she knew she would get
I think the stream happened the same day, didn't it? Yeah, I think the infamous bloop stream happened the same day Chantal said goodbye to BBJ.
a lot of money telling this story. She told Chris she would split that money with him, so he agreed. He also thought that she would keep his identity private, but she didn't. She told everybody, hey, it was my brother who went and picked up BBJ. Now, the whole
Super Chats, I hope not. I'm just here to watch my stories. Unfortunately, this is part of the stories.
story thus far is kind of crazy, and some may have issues with how this all was done, how it was all handled, and others might say, I don't really care about all that as long as BBJ was given a new home and was taken care of and lived longer than she would have if Chantal had her. That's all that matters to me. And I can totally see where you're coming from if that's your feelings. But I just wonder how people would feel if they knew that FFG not only was lying to her own community, her own audience, for at least 2 years and telling them that BBJ was still alive, but it was also making up stories about BBJ and collecting money on behalf of BBJ. So
and Salty will get to it, but I do think that that's kind of why it's important to have like a pretty clear idea of the timeline, because if it's October, if it's November, if it's December 2023, the months to me won't really matter that much. If it was like July 2025, that might clear up a lot of this conversation. But I don't understand why. I just don't understand why that topic of conversation you wouldn't just be transparent about. Again, I get it. Like, if you don't want to give updates every week, and I said this when it originally happened, if you don't want to give updates every week, every day, whatever, because Chantal was saying exactly the same thing. Like, Chantal was arguing, where's BBJ, what's happening with BBJ, all of that stuff. I get if you don't necessarily want to talk about BBJ every single day. Totally understand. Especially at that point in time when we didn't think BBJ was even living with FFG, which is all very confusing to me. I feel very new today. But why muddy the water when it comes to the date? I don't get it.
that's what we're going to get into. I have some clips to share with you guys just to give you the full story of what all was being said, what this whole lie that was being perpetuated, what all it entailed. Because like I said, it wasn't just, oh yeah, BBJ's fine. Okay, let's change the subject. This was an intentional, some may say scam, some may say grift, but no doubt it was an intentional lie that went on for years and got FFG a whole lot of money. So let's start with a clip from October 2nd, 2023. This was around 8 months after BBJ had been taken from...
Pixie, I'm sorry, I've got to disagree with you there, because the community does consistently ask about Twinkie's nails. It is like, go into an Amberlynn Reid live stream from any point in time over the last 2 months and see how many people ask where Wasabi is. Like, I do have to disagree with you, and I'm very sorry. We can have disagreements and not dislike each other, by the way, chat. Like, we're cool. But I think if you're unaware of this corner of the internet's, like, compassion for the animals of the girls, it's very hard to miss.
Chantal's care and put into someone else's care. Now that's a whole other story. FFG claims that she was not taking care of BBJ. Other people feel that she was taking care of...
And I mean, the entire BBJ rescue was about compassion for a cat. At least from the viewer's perspective, right? Someone within the community saw Chantal was going to try to put a cat down, decided to step in, pick up BBJ.
Or BBJ, but for now, let's just go with FFG's story and assume that someone else is taking care of BBJ, but FFG is taking her to the vet and paying for vet bills and food and all of that. This is also about 2 weeks before BBJ was put down. Now, just to set this clip up a little bit, FFG is going to be talking about how she does giveaways for her audience every year, and she's trying to get some ideas of what the audience wants to do for giveaways in December and around the holidays.
I want to talk specifically for a minute about the giveaways that we normally do at the holiday time. You know, like, we start kind of at the beginning of December because I always want everyone to have their shit at Christmas time and stuff. Oh my God, yes, pet toys, yes. Yes. Give to the fur babies, we always do. That is very much a thing on this channel, a trend on this channel. And fuck the channel, that's who I am. It's like my passion in life. That's what I do, you know what I mean? I don't have kids. I don't have financial obligations like that. I don't like people. But my God, I love the animals. I would do anything for the animals. Anything, okay? A BBJ calendar. Oh my God, that is so fucking cute. That is so fucking cute. Oh, let me see if we can make that happen. Oh, you guys like the BBJ calendar idea? I like it too. Very cute. You get a BBJ calendar? No, I'm not thinking like sell them. I'm just thinking like, I don't know, we'll print like, I don't even know what, 20 of them, 30 of them, something like that. And we'll just do like a 30-person giveaway or whatever. Why not?
So as you heard, someone suggest, how about we do a BBJ calendar? We have these pictures that you have shared with us of BBJ. Let's turn them into a calendar and use them for giveaways. Another person says, hey, I would like to buy a BBJ calendar. And FFG says, no, let's not do that. I'll just buy some and give them away. Now, in my opinion, this was not done as a way to give back to her community or, do something out of the goodness of her heart. I think she knew that if she made a calendar of BBJ and sold it, people would definitely have a problem with that, because then she doesn't look like the person who rescued BBJ. If she sells a calendar of pictures of BBJ, she's then going to look like she's exploiting the cat in the same way that Chantal used to do. But we'll get more into the calendar talk in a little bit. This next clip is from the 11th of October, less than a week before BBJ was put down.
And another thing, when it comes to the BBJ thing, you don't have to take my word for it. I don't care if you like me, if you hate me, if you like what I say, or you don't believe a fucking word that I say. Don't take my word for anything. Take the vet's word for everything. This heifer has yet to produce even one vet bill. Forget about like a file about BBJ. I don't know a goddamn thing about what happened to that cat before her rescue. All I know is the horrendous state that she was in when she was rescued and the slow recovery that she's still working on to this day. It's all in the notes. The notes have been posted up on the community tab. Now, yes, time has gone by. Are there worth, like, let's say, is it worth making new notes? I don't even think so, because it's just been a steady, progress in a positive direction. We don't need bloods done all the time. Everything is now under control. So there's no need for, follow-ups. You know what I mean? Should anything happen, knock wood, I always said, I'll let you guys know. The vet notes will be right there. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
So like I said,
Ooh. Sorry, I smacked my cup. Well said. I'm still confused about the timeline of the passing, because it does kind of just sound like that would have been a major update. But okie dokie.
we are less than a week away from this cat being put down, and FFG is telling her audience that yes, BBJ was in really bad shape when she was taken from Chantal, but she's been making steady progress and getting better and better all the time, to the point where she doesn't even need to get blood work done anymore or tests ran. But if anything changes, if things start to...
And this is kind of the issue when, transparent, and again, I understand wanting to keep things private, but I also don't understand how you could not grasp that BBJ is a main character within the story and the show that we all watch. And yes, we as audience members may not need daily updates, but the passing of BBJ would have kind of been an important thing to make note of. I just don't understand. I do not understand.
Go south for the cat, she's gonna let the audience know. Okay, I mean, that all sounds fair. But then she goes on in the same clip to almost get angry with people who want to question BBJ's health, and has a bit of a Freudian slip while doing so.
This cat's progress has been documented literally since the day after she was rescued. I have nothing to say, and certainly that heifer shouldn't have anything to say either. Believe the doctors, okay? It is what it is. I will not be fucking baited or anything. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the fucking cat. Not that I don't care. Obviously I care. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the fucking cat. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the fucking cat. I'm just saying, with everything going on in my head, the last thing I give two fucking shits about right now is an animal abuser's opinion on...
Slapball, thank you for the super chat. Nope.
her current, BBJ's current owners care for BBJ. When it all comes down to it, BBJ is comfortable. BBJ is...
I don't know, and chat, maybe you'll be able to help me out, but in October was FFG still telling us that Sam was living with friends and or family and not FFG? When did that storyline change? Also, I hate the fact that I'm referring to it as a storyline, because this feels so like spin-off of the main show, you know?
Loved. BBJ is doted on. BBJ is very well taken care of. So those are things BBJ could never say before in her life. Heifer, this cat is on borrowed time. You tried to murk her in February, okay? And she's doing better.
Buddy, I did. I felt terrible. I was 5.
Now than she ever has with you. So shut your filthy fucking fat animal abusing goddamn face, you stupid bitch. Nobody ever taught.
Just for those of you who weren't here during this period, there was a lot of this indirect back and forth between Foodie and FFG about literally fucking everything. But obviously BBJ was a big part of that. And again, this is what happens when you kind of become a plot point in the show we all watch.
You in life to pick your.
Hot and Popular, good to see you, honey. Thank you for the support. Popular says, I couldn't sleep last night. I need to unpack this. I know. When chat was mentioning it this morning, I was like, oh boy, there's going to be like some talk about this. And that's why, like, it's the same reason I did it for the Rachel conversation. I just think it's really helpful for me to kind of, it's even easier when like other better content creators actually put the content together for me to be able to like piece it together and watch and remember things. But I do appreciate being able to kind of like put my thoughts and feelings on a particular topic onto like a live stream, and then like I can reference it later, but it's good to just kind of have a point where I can get it all out, you know? And it's just weird that it's spin-offs.
Battles, huh? Animal abuser? This is when you're never going to win. Because when it comes down to it, you can lie and whine and moan and manipulate all you want. I will never believe a goddamn word out of your mouth. That's number one. But certainly not.
And again, this is the problem. I will continue to reiterate this. Like, people on the internet, reaction channels, compilation channels, audience members, like whoever, are allowed to keep things private, right? They are allowed to decide what they want to talk about or what they want to keep to themselves. The issue is BBJ was never going to be a topic that could be kept to FFG's self. It was impossible. And especially the passing of BBJ. Like, I'm really confused. I'm just confused. I'm just very confused. And if someone can explain to me, if someone in the chat can explain to me why you think it's okay that FFG didn't tell the entire corner of the internet that is aware of the cat because of Foodie, why we weren't told that BBJ had passed away. If you can explain to me why that's okay, go ahead. I'll hear you out. But through every leap of logic that I have applied to Chantal, to Foodie, to Chantal is Foodie, to Ambi, to Rosie, go to bed, Rosie, I can't see how it would ever be the right choice or a good choice to not tell the audience. And I know some people in the chat have said, well, you know, FFG has had animals and deaths in the family that have been weaponized against her. And that's where I kind of make the point to say, well, all of that's private, right? That's private. What you choose to share around your family, your pets, all of that stuff, you can say that's private. That's okay. BBJ is a little bit of a special case in that BBJ was a cast member of the Foodie Beauty show for years. A bit different.
When it's your word against a fucking doctor, you animal abuser. It is what it is.
Now, one thing to keep in mind while you're listening to these clips is that, in my opinion, this was not done solely to make money. The lying about BBJ passing was not done solely just to make money. I think it was also because
Bitter, yes, there is a wig. Hello.
she really, really hates Chantal, and her hatred and desire to see Chantal miserable possibly clouded her judgment. And this is something that her brother put on Twitter that basically says the same thing. He says, I agree, and I don't think anyone would have faulted anyone for the passing of BBJ. Keeping it a secret was only for financial gain and to spite the person that said she needed to be put down, which was the case, in my opinion.
Sorry, I'll read that. I agree, and I don't think anyone would have faulted anyone for the passing of BBJ. I agree. Literally no one would have said bubkiss, and even if they did, they would have been a very, very small, perhaps vocal minority. Like, again, cynically, I err on the side of if no one knew about BBJ, then Chantal couldn't use it as a talking point. But, like, I think that's a shitty thing to do to the general audience, considering you can literally see how compassionate and invested, and I get it, like, the parasocial relationship works hard, I get that, but, like, if you're told that you're going to get an update about the cat, you don't get updates about the cat, and you don't even know when the cat has passed away, Make it make sense. Why lie?
So like I said, just keep that in mind as you listen to these clips. Her seething hatred for Chantal definitely comes out in them. And I think she felt like if she admitted that BBJ had to be put down only 8 months after she rescued the cat, that Chantal would come out and say, see, I told you guys that BBJ was sick and needed to be put down. And FFG couldn't have that. She cannot let Chantal get a win. So that is why she went along with this lie. But let's take a look at the next clip. It is from October 20th. And it should be noted that the clips from here on out are going to be after BBJ was put down. So
okay, so this timeline has already got a little bit of a speed bump in it because FFG did a live stream today where she showed a video of BBJ interacting with one of the dogs. We might get to that, we might not, who knows. That was dated November 3rd. So, like, whether or not we can believe Chris's timeline of events that it was definitely October, or whether or not you want to err on the side of the video being dated November 3rd, whatever. Girl, at this point in time, we're talking about 2 years ago. Like, personally, I don't give a shit about a 3-month span. If you want to just say the end of 2023, okay, noted. But it's still been 2 years. Like, that's 2 years ago at this point in time. Like, imagine what you've done in 2 years. Sorry, a year. Crazy.
just keep that
2 years
in mind. At this point, BBJ has now passed away and her ashes are in an urn in FFG's house. And this is what she has to say.
If Sam, we don't know what was Sam's, status when Sam was, I want to say rescued, too, out of that living condition. We don't know what was going on with Sam, but Sam is rescued and living better. And, I mean, I can't attest for BBJ. Bitch is fucking thriving, and we all know it.
Oh, Eldritch, thank you for the tag, Hannah. I appreciate it. Eldritch says, Poppy, Yaba confirmed with Chris that he wasn't clear on the date of BBJ's passing, but because it was close to his mother's passing, he just offered a date that sounded close enough to him. Okay. So, timeline's wibbly-wobbly, but let's just, for argument's sake, refer to it as the end of 2023.
8 days after BBJ was allegedly put down, FFG is telling her audience that the, quote, bitch is fucking thriving.
Speaking of BBJ, what I was trying to work on before the stream, and I'm about to, when we end the stream, go right back to it, I think I have figured out the way to do these calendars. You know, we've been talking about making a BBJ calendar. So what I'm going to do, I have found a thing to design a calendar, okay? Bambi, bless your...
Stella, that's the problem. We still don't know. There hasn't been any clarification on the date. And I don't know why. I don't know why it wasn't just, said when it happened. And I don't know why it's potentially taken 2 years for the audience to find out. I don't know why.
Heart. I'm gonna use the art that Bambi has made of BBJ, all the little funnies and a few cute little pictures of BBJ and stuff. I'm gonna buy.
And chat, this is just a reminder. I should have said it at the start of the chat. You don't have to listen to what I have to say. It's fine. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to follow my thoughts. You don't have to. Don't let me tell you what to think, right? And don't let me tell you who to watch. Don't let me tell you anything. But this is just a stream for me able to kind of get out all my thoughts and feelings, so I don't have to do it while also trying to watch, I don't know, Foodie juggle not being able to eat on the internet anymore.
A bunch of these calendars, and I'm gonna just give them away on the channel. We'll do giveaways with them, okay? But I'll try and buy. I don't know. They're working out to be quite expensive per piece, but it doesn't matter. We'll just buy a shit ton of them at Christmas time, and we'll give away as many as we'll buy, okay? We'll do it like that. I don't even know. I know a lot of you guys have wanted to buy the calendar. I have no idea how the fuck that would even work out because it's not a thing I can do on the merch site. So I don't know how you would, but you know what I mean? So fuck all that noise. Let me just make it. Let me buy a shit ton of them and we will.
Oh, Lane, sorry I missed you, hun. If I did, hold on. Let me fix that. Oh, Lily, sorry I missed you, honey. Thank you for the super chat. Lily says, appears there are those who cared about the cat first and foremost and despised Foodie secondary versus those who firstly dislike Foodie. BBJ was secondary. Yeah, I think there's probably a little bit of a mix in there. For a very, like, for the most part, when we were watching Chantal trying to get rid of both Sam and BBJ, and forever really, like whenever there was a conversation about Sam's health or BBJ's health or even Timbit's health or any of the animals, the general agreement is that, like, animals don't ask to be put in situations where they're neglected, right? Like, as a pet owner, you're responsible for them. You make sure they live a happy, healthy life, and you do everything that you can to make sure that happens, because that makes you a good person and not a monster. Unfortunately, Chantal Marie decided to neglect a whole heap of cats, and a whole heap of animals, really, when you think about it. So you can dislike Foodie. Like, I don't think it's a competition for how much you care. Like, you can dislike Foodie and care that an animal who's under her care is being neglected in the same, like, level, you know? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Give them away on the channel. We'll do it like that, okay?
Now that right there is possibly motivation for initially lying about BBJ being put down. I think that FFG wanted to do these calendars. I think she knew that it would piss Chantal off, and she wasn't ready to let that go. She knew that if she told her audience, guys, BBJ is no longer with us, she had to be put down, that people would say, ooh, let's not do a calendar. That's kind of distasteful.
Rookie, thank you for being here for 18 months, honey. Rookie says, a big ups, Timbit. Rip little creature. Shout out to Timbit.
Also,
again, like, that's part of the reason why pizza's on a lot of people's shit list, because of the lack of care that Timbit received, and all of the cats in that household really received towards the end of their time.
You'll note here that she says she actually considered selling the calendars. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I still think that she wouldn't have done it because she knew it would be a bad look. But she did not neglect to mention that these calendars, oh man, they were going to be real expensive, but she's going to do it for her audience. She's going to make that sacrifice for her audience. But we'll get into the cost in a little bit. Let's keep going.
It's going to be fun.
By the way, chat, this is just a reminder. Me having thoughts and opinions on a content creator's content is just that. This isn't in defense of anyone. This isn't like, this isn't because I disagree with what's going on here, I agree with something else. Girl, please. Like, we're all adults here. Please understand that, like, discussions are discussions and they're complex. Take a breath. Big cup of tea. Big cup of tea.
Just funny little, like, pictures, you know, like, just to piss her off a little. I wish she had a fucking P.O. box. I swear to God, I would send that heifer-ass bitch a calendar just out of spite.
And there we go. Confirmation that this whole calendar thing was done out of spite to piss off Chantal. But let's go ahead and talk about the cost of these calendars. Let's let Frenchie, FFG, tell us just how expensive these calendars were going to be. This clip is from October 25th, just a week after BBJ was put down.
Taking medication better put her down. Frost, you're not wrong. Her logic. That's her logic. You don't medicate problems. Time to put her out of her fucking misery. Her logic. By the way, speaking of putting them down out of their misery and yada, yada, yada. So yesterday was the monthly Silencia injection for little BBJ. And we get there, and the tech that we get, I would say like probably 50% of the time, just one of the techs who works there, sees her getting out of the little carrier and goes, wow, she's looking great. She looks like she's put on weight. And I laughed in my head after the whole debacle that had gone on last week with the picture. I laughed in my own fucking head. The tech takes one look at her and says how great she's looking. I was like, you think? I got so excited. It was just so fucking validating after last week. And yeah, she had gained a little bit, just like always, you know what I mean? It's just now the haircut is starting to fill in. So she's...
And I guess, like, I mean, even after only, what, like 12 hours since, like, Salty's video's been out and since FFG did a live stream, like, the timeline has changed. And this is why the timeline is kind of important, because, like, yes, unfortunately, because there is shadiness around the specific date of BBJ passing, there is going to be, like, criticism and questions about a whole heap of stuff. So if we don't have the information, I don't know, girl. Like, I get real cynical sometimes when I'm lied to. I don't. I've been watching the girlies for years, and like every time I've believed a lie and get caught out on it, I feel so stupid. Like, I feel so gullible, and I feel so disappointed. And I do it less with Chantel and Amber. That's why and even Rosie. That's why the general, like, thought is don't believe a fucking word. But, like, damn if it still doesn't sting that I feel stupid. And I don't think audience members like to feel stupid.
Looking much better, you know? She looks filled in. Chantal is such a hater-ass bitch. She's mad that the cat's doing so well, and that's good. Bless. I hope the cat outlives her, and I really mean that.
So not only is FFG claiming BBJ is alive and well, she's also claiming that she's still taking BBJ to see the vet. The vet is commenting, the tech is commenting on how great BBJ looks. She's gaining weight every time she goes. And FFG also throws in there that BBJ is getting these Silencia injections every month. Now, she will go on to tell the audience that these injections cost $100 just for this one medication. Now, why would you bring up the cost of a medication unless you were signaling to your audience like, hey guys, I did this really great thing, rescuing this cat from a person who we all hate, but man, this medicine, it gets expensive. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Now, she didn't bring up this whole, in my opinion, fake story about the vet visit for no reason. No, she was priming the audience, I think, because 20 minutes after telling them about how great BBJ is doing, she starts talking about the expensive calendars and tells the audience just how much she's gonna have to pay for these calendars. But don't worry, guys, I'll cover it. I'll cover the cost. You guys can get them for free. You're welcome.
Oh my god, I just got an email. The calendars have been printed and they have been shipped. Oh my god, the fucking calendars are on the way. Yes, bitch, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so fucking excited about the calendars, too. Oh, my heart is fucking pumping right now. I'm barely listening to Chantal. I am so excited to see them in life, in person. I got the glossy finish on them so that BBJ looks as beautiful as possible on every month. Oh, my God, I'm so excited. Yay. Okay, Sierra Daniels, how many did I get? All right, I got 40 of them because they were quite expensive. I mean, like, a couple of grand for 40 calendars. I'm not kidding. But if we want to get more, I saved the fucking design. So it just burned my ass to buy, like, let's say 80 of them. I wasn't pulling purchase on a $4,000 order, but I get high and I'm easy to trick my own mind. So we'll get 40, we can give them away. If we want to order more, we'll order it a second time. And it'll, in my high mind, as I press purchase, it will only be a $2,000 purchase again. Okay? It's not quite two. It's just under two. But I mean, like, I didn't see that coming. No, it was not $50 a calendar. It's like, I don't remember the exact math, about $42 a calendar or something like that. It was just under $2,000. But then I had to pay for the shipping too. Okay, listen, it doesn't matter. It's for the fun. It's for the shits and the gigs of it all. All right? Damn, y'all. Shit, let me live.
See, my dumb ass brain is like, maybe that's a bit of a reach. Like, I don't necessarily agree with Salty there that, like, FFG was trying to prime her audience for, like, expenses of a calendar for giveaways and stuff. And then I think about the whole reason why we're watching this stream and the fact that information has been muddied and kept away and everybody lies and I should believe nothing. So,
I'm a cheap-ass motherfucker. If I want to buy some fancy glossy-ass calendars, let me live.
Now, it is my opinion that that was a complete lie. I don't believe that it would cost someone $2,000 to order 40 special, customized calendars. You can go on just about any website where they do that kind of thing and see how much it costs. It's nowhere near $42.
If we get clarity and information about how much the calendars cost before we get an actual timeline of BBJ, I might lose my mind.
A piece, especially
that is not the information I'm needing right now.
When you're buying in bulk. I don't care if it's glossy or not. There's no way that she bought 40 calendars and it cost her $2,000. If that was the case, why would a person even do that? That doesn't make any sense. So you have to wonder, why lie about that? Because maybe, just like with the whole BBJ needs this expensive medicine every month, FFG uses this tactic of hinting at the audience that she's paying a lot of money for some things out of the goodness of her heart.
See, listening to it makes sense. And man, I'm thinking I take so much at face value.
So that they then go, oh, you know what? I kind of want to help out with that. Maybe I'll send her a donation. I mean, she's paying all this money just to give us these giveaway gifts. Maybe I'll send a super chat. Maybe I'll gift some memberships. And we'll see in some later clips that people did contribute to the shipping of these calendars. And in fact, she did start giving these calendars away, as you will hear in the next clip, from November 1st, 2023, which is about 2 weeks after BBJ passed away.
Before we get into all of that,
Which again, depending on who you believe, it could have been October, it could have been November, it could have been December. My God, it would be very, very simple if we had a date to clear all this up.
I want to do a little giveaway tonight. More calendars. What do you say? I'm also waiting for some little BBJ mugs. When those come, we'll start doing some of those giveaways too. They should be here within the next 2 days. Can't wait.
Now again, this just confirms to me the reason why FFG initially decided to keep this a secret, keep BBJ being put down a secret. When she heard the idea of a BBJ calendar, she got in her mind, I feel like, that she had to do this. You know, the wheels started turning in her brain. She started thinking, oh, we're going to do a BBJ calendar, BBJ mug, BBJ this, BBJ that. We're going to piss Chantal off, and I am going to make some money off of it. So when the cat was put down just 2 weeks after she got this...
Well, Christina, that's really the story of, like, the girlies, you know? Yeah, when you've proven yourself to be a liar, expect people to no longer believe you. It is like watching the girls is legitimately the girl who cried wolf. It really is. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat, honey. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a good day. Julie said, this is so disappointing. I don't understand why she lied. Is the money really that worth it? To be honest, I don't care FFG got BBJ because I fully believe she was better off with almost anyone but Chantal. Yeah. But these lies are so bizarre. I agree. I just don't... I would... It's just one of those little, like... There's just a little, like... It's like a scratch in my brain, you know, that I can't quite itch. Like, why lie? Why lie? Why lie?
idea, she wasn't ready to let it go. So the only way to fulfill this idea she had was to cover up the fact that BBJ was no longer with us.
Hey,
so the next
Southwest.
few clips are just some examples of FFG collecting money that was meant to go toward the care of BBJ when FFG knew there were no more vet bills or special diet food being bought for BBJ, and that money was just going to go straight into her pocket.
Beverly, thank you for the super chat. My cat Dwight keeps bugging me to send something to BBJ. That's so sweet. And what a cute name, Dwight, for a cat.
Okay, so the video that FFG showed was November 3rd. We're now a few weeks later. Right, got it.
Oh, FFG, my pups say hi to BBJ's new baby. That's so sweet. Thank you. I will relay the message.
Now, another thing that FFG has done pretty frequently is she has gone over the whole BBJ rescue videos multiple times. And I mean, I know that I go over videos many, many times.
Me too. I love a rewatch and a retro. Oh, how good.
I do retro reacts, I dig up old clips, but the difference here is that the videos of BBJ being rehomed directly involve FFG. And it's my opinion that she would do these streams where she rewatches these videos, the videos of BBJ being taken from Chantal, and then the streams that Chantal did as soon as she found out FFG was the one who had BBJ. FFG would do these streams over and over again because it was her way of reminding her audience, guys, remember this great thing I did? Hey guys, don't you remember? I rescued the cat. Yeah, I rescued the cat. I take it to the vet. I pay all this money to take care of the cat. I paid all this money to get calendars of the cat. Hey guys, don't forget. Don't forget what I did. Because you better believe that during these streams where she would watch these videos, she was getting a ton of donations. And also, this just proves to me that
And that's kind of the thing. Like, the whole... I know there are people, and I see the people in the chat. Hello. I fully 100% agree that BBJ was in a better situation away from Chantal. But we can have an adult complex conversation about the lie. that has nothing to do with BBJ being rescued from Chantal. That's a different topic. That happened. But if put this situation in a vacuum. If you came to the internet and said, here is my cat, they need a whole heap of like veterinary care and help, and I'm going to look after them. Okay. A year later, there's no updates. People are asking about the cat and sending donations in for veterinary care, for toys, for food, for BBJ. You keep revisiting the conversation of the cat. and not tell the cat's already not tell the audience that the cat's passed? Do you not think that's kind of shady and weird? I think that's kind of shady and weird. Like, that first super chat should have been like, oh, no, I'm so sorry. I should have mentioned, unfortunately, BBJ has passed away. Like, that wouldn't be the best way to do it, but it would be, like, a way of being honest. No? Am I wrong?
G never really cared about this cat. It was never about, oh, I'm such a big animal person and I just wanted to see this cat be taken care of. Because the clip we're about to watch is from November 17th, 1 month to the day that BBJ was put down. And here's FFG laughing and reveling in sneaking this cat away from Chantal. And she also says something in this clip that kind of broke my heart. And again, proved to me that she didn't have BBJ's best interest at heart. This was not about helping BBJ.
Yeah, imagine the uproar if all of a sudden Amber were taking super chats. She can't do it because she's not monetized anymore. But if Amber was taking super chats asking about Rarity, or like if Amber had come online 6 months ago and told us all that Rarity had to go to the vet and she was getting older and, you know, things were getting expensive, and then didn't show Wasabi at all. People for 6 months were asking how Wasabi is. Hope Wasabi's vet visit went well. Here's a little something for Wasabi. And then it turned out that Wasabi had passed away, and Amber was just not telling the audience that. Would that, like, same diff, right? So again, take it into a vacuum. Take BBJ being rescued from Chantal away from this. This is not about that. This is about, like, transparency with your audience. That doesn't seem right.
Thrive and live her best life, like FFG was claiming.
Kalari, thank you for the super chat, girl.
Bye, BBJ. I got your house, and you're going to a new home today. Let's go get you ready. I'm gonna miss you.
The things I didn't say the night of the stream. This is what I'm saying. I was shaky. I was anxiety riddled. I couldn't shred this the way that I truly want to. Tonight we're making up for lost time. So, oh, here, BBJ, here's your little house. And she stuck a shirt of hers in the cage so that BBJ would smell her. I want you to know, Chantal, immediately after driving off, found the first, like, garbage situation, dumped everything that had been in your home into the garbage.
Well, Hallie, that's true. But again, I've invited everybody in the chat to try to make, like, tell me why lie. Like, why lie?
Why? BBJ's little, I don't know what the fuck you have. You're filthy. You brought cockroaches to the apartment in Gatineau?
Mozzie, it does. But, like, you know, this will be a topic of conversation for the next week. But again, it all could have been clarified if the audience were given a date. But also, because there's, like, murkiness around the date and nothing's been specifically identified, like, if you want to believe that video was from the 3rd of November because of based on what you saw, that's fine. But again, if I get lied to, I'm not very trusting the next day or the same day, as it were. It's fine if you want to believe that. I'm not telling you what to believe, but, like, if I find out someone has been lying and then they come and tell me another thing that day, I'm probably going to question whether or not that also is a lie, because, you know, it's how it works.
For all I know, you brought bed bugs to this fucking shithole of a villa, okay? I didn't even want that shit in my trunk. It bothered me that shit was in my trunk for a few minutes. You need to understand that. The closest possible place, every single thing that you had given went into the garbage. Huh?
That's really sad to me. Like, I understand not wanting to necessarily take anything out of Chantal and Pizza's home, but you are taking a cat out of Chantal and Pizza's home. So it's really, really sad to me that FFG is saying here that she threw out Chantal's sweater that was in BBJ's carrier, because that would have been, like, that's really sad. That would have been, like, the one thing that BBJ would have probably been comforted with, the smell of the old home, as kind of gross as it all was. Anyway.
Now, I get it. I get that a person would not want items that belong to Chantal to be in their home.
Yeah, I understand that, but you're also taking a cat from Chantal's home, so, like...
And there might be a concern for bugs or God only knows what on those items, but then don't take the cat. Because this cat was Chantal's cat for 20 years and you're taking her to a new home, and the few items that she had that smelled like her owner. And
Dal, you think I'm being bitchy? I don't think I'm being bitchy. I think I'm just talking out my thoughts, but thank you for the feedback.
Her home that she lived in, you dumped as soon as you were around the corner. Any type of comfort that the cat would have had with those items, you said, I don't want them in my trunk. I don't want them in my house. Forget if they are comforting to this cat or help her not feel so stressed in this big move in her elderly age. Forget about all that. I don't want those items in my house. So FFG claims that the shirt that smelled like Chantal, the carrier, and even BBJ's litter box, she got rid of. Imagine the stress that would have put BBJ in. And FFG just laughs about it like, of course I did that. What did you expect?
My cat back, I will fucking find you and I will get her myself. I will
Oh god, I remember this stream. Oh boy.
get her myself.
Not FFG's, the Chantal one. This is the one that happened like immediately. I think it was after or while the bloop stream was happening. Chantal got real mad.
Self.
Nice to remember that. I was just like, girl, you gave up your cat. You organized this. You were volunteering your cat to go, like, to be relocated. What did you expect was going to happen?
Yeah, which is hilarious because I did tell her, you want your cat back? You want to come and find me and get her back? Come and meet me at her vet.
Fallen says, wait, so BBJ was living with FFG? She said she was living with her sister. I think that's also really kind of murky. Originally, I remember the storyline was that Amy Flowers was bedbound and had a terminal illness and was going to take care of BBJ. And then it all kind of got murky, and BBJ was going to live with a friend or FF Bros, aka Chris's wife or fiance or partner or something. And then it was BBJ was staying with family, and then it was BBJ was living with FFG. It was all very weirdly complicated, and again, don't understand why lie, but it's really the topic of today.
I dare you. Bitch, I will pay for your plane ticket to come and meet me at my vet, okay? You come and meet BBJ at her vet, if you got the fupa balls. And then, I suppose, if you don't leave there in handcuffs, you're still not leaving with BBJ, but it would be fucking hilarious. I just want to see the fucking vet and...
Thanks, Vogris. I appreciate it, love.
Everyone who works in that clinic, ream you a new asshole.
Again, making it sound like to her audience, BBJ's alive and well, claiming it would be hilarious if Chantal were to meet her at the vet.
I love this. We gotta watch this every once in a while. I can't believe we waited almost a year to relive this.
Pat Ray, I see you, hun. Pat Ray says, this is 10 days after the last proof of life video Frenchie showed today. BBJ was gone or weeks away from being gone. Chris saw the urn in December. This is fucked. I mean, yeah, so we kind of have a general idea that it's the end of 2023 when it all happened. Again, I don't know why you wouldn't just put a date to it, but that's not my prerogative, I suppose.
What the fuck is wrong with me? This is the greatest thing ever. I've never seen this woman so angry and powerless at the same time. It's amazing.
The next clip is from a week later, November 25th, and FFG.
Oh, Dastardly says, Polby, Chris confirmed there is no Amy Flowers, that it's an FFG fake account she used as a Beezer for years in Foodie's chat. Ah, right.
Is still claiming that not only is BBJ still alive, but she's living her best life.
Polly, anything for the wig, you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. And another thing, that the cat was saved to hold over your head and go, ha, I got your cat. Have I ever even said that once? Ha.
Probably.
Ha, I got your cat? Never. It was never about you, and it's not about me. It was about BBJ. BBJ
Wait, didn't you say that in the bloop stream? Am I going mad?
is living her best life and will up until it's done, okay? Thank God she got a little time away from you. We have a good time over here. The cat is the star of the show, and she's living her best life. Too bad we can't say.
We don't know that, though. We don't know whether or not the cat was living their best life on November 25th, because we've got a story about the end of October. We've got an urn in December at some point in time. Girl, who knows? Big Titty Pretty Bitch, thank you for the super chat, honey. Great name. Big says, in June, FFG posted a screenshot of a chat with Amy about having to do it again, aka rescue Smokey. Amy Flowers probably does not exist. Right. And yeah, I mean, it's since you brought up Smokey, there is also that conversation which I had my own opinions on when it came to the cats for cars conversation. Like, the problem is, like, what do you believe? What do you believe? Do you believe that BBJ was living with a friend or a family member, or FFG? If FFG didn't want BBJ there, why didn't FFG try to foster BBJ and find a new home for BBJ? Or like, and I get that there were big vet expenses and all of that kind of stuff, but I just, like, I don't necessarily love the concept of innocent animals, like, I don't want to say being used as pawns, because I think that there is a good intention to get cats away from Chantal, who neglects her animals. But I think with all of this as a talking point at the moment, I don't trust anything, which is really sad to say. Like, it just is. And I know I'm stupid and I should know better, but it does kind of suck. It just kind of sucks.
The same about you. And I will say it one more time tonight. Inshallah, BBJ outlives you.
We now move to December of 2023, where FFG is still doing giveaways of these calendars, these BBJ calendars. And
Lottie, honestly, shout out to chat.
people are donating money towards the calendars and the shipping of the calendars. Because don't forget, FFG told them it's very expensive. She spent $2,000 on these calendars.
Zooflute, thank you for the super chat towards the shipping of the calendar. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much, Zooflute. Julie, thank you for the super chat. Sharing some of my bonus for the shipping. Love you all. I'm so ready for this Christmas break. Woo! Christmas break! Woo! Long distance high five to everybody who starts Christmas break today. Cherry Blossom Mocha, thank you for the super chat.
Well, that's true, Odd.
Shipping for the BBJ calendar. Enjoying a cup of hot chocolate. Ooh, that sounds very, very nice. Thank you very much, girl. Happy holidays to you, too.
Now, to me, one of the most insane things that FFG was doing was not only claiming that BBJ was alive, she was thriving, she was living her best life, but FFG was telling people that she was still buying gifts for BBJ. And in my opinion, I don't think it was just to make them think BBJ was still alive. I think it was to, again, wink, wink, nudge, nudge the audience that maybe they might want to send in a gift to BBJ too.
I see some people say, like, my cat hates me. No, she loves me. Hi, Elizabeth.
So I don't know if Chris had mentioned when specifically he had seen the urn or what that conversation had been like, but this stream is from the very, very end of December 24th. So yeah, again, regardless of whether or not the October-November timelines are kind of messed up, we are kind of getting to the pointy end of the year.
Yeah, I'm sure she loves you just like your former cats loved you. And by that, I mean, hate your fucking guts. But since she just reminded me, y'all, our gift for BBJ for Christmas this year, you know those things they make for cats?
Oh, JM, thanks, honey. I appreciate it.
It's like a fish
Thank you
and
for
the
the
tail
support.
flops around. Okay, so it's one of those, but it's like an updated version of that. It's a shark. It is the cutest fucking thing. Cutest fucking thing. So I hope she really likes it. Don't tell her what we got her till tomorrow. And I didn't have wrapping paper with cats on it, but I had wrapping paper with dogs on it, so I wrapped it over when I dropped it over at a friend's house who has BBJ, you know?
Oh, okay. So the story about BBJ living with a friend was still actively discussed at the end of 2023. Okie dokie. Jenna, thank you for the super chat, honey. Jenna says, it's not stupid to think the best of people. It's stupid to be shown the truth and then ignore it. Well, that's true. Thank you for the support, hon. I appreciate it. I agree.
I
agree. It's kind of... I don't want to say stupid, but I do think that, like... I think if you... And it is cynicism, because I think going through life, like, blindly believing everything that you're told, I think... I don't want to say it like that, but I think there's a like, oh, I should trust people, because why would people lie to me? On the flip side of that, if you're lied to, like, bold-facedly, and then decide to ignore that and continue trusting a person, yeah, that's where the danger lies, I think.
Sorry. On the fucking wrapping paper! So when the cat reads it, she'll know it was no hate. It was just, I don't fuck with cats like that. I don't have cat wrapping paper. But
Hey, Tat, good to see you, hun. I had kind of fallen out, because I had watched I'd watched obviously the bloop stream, and then because BBJ was part of the main story, Chantal would often get very, very mad at FFG and ask about BBJ and do all of that. And she was doing that for months at a time. And I was trying to keep up with like where BBJ had actually ended up. And I had always kind of thought that BBJ must be in a different space, because from memory, FFG had said she was a dog person and didn't really like cats. And the story that we were told at the time was that BBJ ended up with a friend of the family or another family member or something like that. And that's where I kind of like stopped paying attention. I was like, great, BBJ's out of Chantal's hands, like kind of end of. And there was a lot of discussion in the community about the vet care and what had undergone. And like, obviously that's how we got all that information about the paws and the nails and the ears and the UTI and the, you know, BBJ being underweight and all of that stuff. But then when that kind of simmered down, I wasn't really paying attention. I was watching Chantal, and Chantal kind of just stopped talking about it. So now there's all this.
I have dog wrapping paper because that's what I wrap the dog's Christmas presents with. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, we got her, we as in the girl gang's gift to BBJ is a shark. It's like a robotic, mechanical, I don't know how you call it. A shark that flops around instead of a fish that flops around. It's very, very cute. I think she'll really enjoy it. She's an aggressive player, and that thing moves kind of spastically. I think she'll really, really like it.
Sorry.
An aggressive player. That sounds nuts, but she is. She really fucking gets into it.
The next clip is from December 27th, where she tells Chantal that Chantal should be grateful for what FFG did, and again states that BBJ is, quote, still alive and kicking.
It's a good home, like, except for BBJ, unfortunately. If she's being taken...
Shh. Shh.
See, yeah.
Shh. Say, thank you for paying the bills for my cat, my ex-cat, I should say, former cat, the artist former.
See, Sassy, sorry, no, Sourpuss, hello. That's where I kind of, like, I just disagree with the action. Like, I understand wanting to spite Chantal, that's always kind of been FFG's thing. I understand wanting to spite Chantal. I think that in spiting Chantal with withholding the information about BBJ's passing, you've kind of kicked a lot of mud in your audience's face, especially considering the large majority of the audience who was donating super chats for BBJ's vet care or BBJ's overall care or in celebration of BBJ for the almost 2 years that followed this. I think that, lying by omission or misdirecting your audience when it comes to a main character in the lore, as BBJ was, kind of like just to spite Chantal, that feels like everybody else has been kind of stung by the spite, you know?
Known as BBJ. Thank you for giving her such a lovely retirement. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I know, Sourpuss. Sorry, I was just getting that thought out.
For letting her live out her end the way she should have always been able to live, pain-free, spoiled, doted on, and loved. Shut your fat face, dumbass. You're just digging it deeper. Don't ever compare the dogs to what you tried to do to BBJ, because it is not the fucking same, okay? If, I had not euthanized Ollie on that day, Ollie would still be long gone by now. All he would have done was suffer longer, and there was no need, Look at BBJ, still kicking, still thriving. Better today than she ever was under your care. It's not the same, heifer.
Now we're going to move on to January of 2024. Now, at this point, there's no more calendar giveaways going on, no mug giveaways, no hinting at the audience to send BBJ money.
Little birdie says, I took in retirement as she had passed and didn't want to say it. I can understand that. I don't understand why at this point in time you wouldn't clarify, though. Or, like, when you receive super chats to, like, support or gift to BBJ, you wouldn't clarify. I just don't understand why you wouldn't clarify.
For our Christmas gift. So
I don't understand.
It would be the perfect opportunity to come clean and tell people that BBJ is no longer with us. Oh, but wait, she can't do that because the 1-year anniversary of the BBJ rescue is coming up. She can't give up that opportunity to make more money off of the situation. And so instead of coming clean, she starts hyping up that 1-year anniversary stream she's gonna do. Because just an FYI, I think I forgot to mention this, the first stream she did, the day that she came out and told everybody about the BBJ rescue, she made an estimated $6,000 on that stream. So of course, she thought the 1-year anniversary stream of that day was probably gonna do pretty well also.
No distractions, heifer. Stay mad at your fucking scat man.
Okay, so again, if we take the October date into question and say it was possibly in December when Chris had seen the urn, who knows at this point in time? Who do I believe? Girl, you tell me. I'm going to apply a similar logic to Chantal and Ambi to this entire situation and say it's possibly the worst case scenario. So at this point in time, the general consensus is BBJ has passed. Right.
This is Shitgate. Shitgate continues on. The cat rescue, 11 months ago. The next time I want to hear about BBJ is, oh my God, literally 1 month from tonight, when it'll be the 1 year anniversary of BBJ's rescue, aka her new motherfucking birthday. Okay? BBJ turns 1 year free.
Hot Wasabi says BBJ didn't make it to 2024 is all we know. Valid.
1 month from tonight.
I do wonder whether or not, like... I do, because, like, I'm not even seeing it as an audience perspective, right? Like, I wasn't watching FFG, I wasn't listening to the streams, I don't know what was happening. So, I'm like a step removed from the main audience. But I do wonder whether or not, like, individuals had reached out privately to FFG and had those conversations, or not. Girl, who knows? Like, this is why lie? Because it makes you question, like, what was happening? What was happening? Not just, like, what was happening behind the scenes, but, like, who was being told what? Why was there no, like, very clear clarification on what was happening? Like, did people know that BBJ had... Like, seemingly Chris had known in December, but, like, did other people know that BBJ was, like, had passed and were, like, sworn to secrecy or not allowed to say anything? Or, like was the time... Did the timing need to be right for YouTube? Like... It makes you kind of question a heap of stuff. And again, if you want to keep... I can't say this enough. If you want to keep things private in your life, totally valid. BBJ is part of the show, part of the law, and the audience knows that. Everybody knows that. This is a very different topic of conversation.
And that is the next time I want to ever...
Jenna, by the way, thank you very much for joining the channel as a member, hon. I appreciate it.
Discuss this fucking cat. On that night, out of spite, we of course will be reacting retro.
And especially when you, like, continue to make content about it, right? Like, if you didn't want to talk about BBJ, why rewatch content about BBJ? Jam, thank you for the super chat, hon. Like, I just don't understand it. Why would you sit in a stream and say, like, don't ask about fucking BBJ, and then go back and rewatch content specifically about BBJ? Like, you don't want your audience to ask questions about the cat, but you're then going to make content about the cat. That doesn't make sense.
Reacting to possibly the greatest rage stream that Chantal has ever given us. The biggest narcissistic ego hit I've ever seen. This heifer fucking useless sack of shit taking her.
Did Shannon know? Lord, who knows? Don't know what happened with Shannon. Fucking... I don't know, mate.
Life. We will be reacting to her rage streams from that night. 1 month from tonight.
Because it was the most iconic events in Girl World ever and viewers wanted to relive it. Doubler, is it? Hi. Cool, yeah, I understand that. But again, if you're avoiding a topic of conversation about a character in the narrative, why would you rewatch the narrative with your audience and tell them to not talk about the character? That is a leap of logic I cannot understand, hun. I'm so sorry.
Till that time. And then after that day, I don't want to talk about the cat thing anymore. This is what the cat thing
is. Like, oh, well, the audience wanted to watch it. Okay, well, the audience can rewatch the old stream or watch the stream, like, together or, like, what? What?
Now, a date to be remembered every year, once a year, and a little bloop bloop, a little bloop.
And that's why I think that her plan to keep acting as if BBJ was still alive was to do that 1 year anniversary stream. And
like, if you want to do the 1 year anniversary stream and talk about BBJ's rescue, like, get BBJ on camera, get a photo, like, get a video, show the chat, like, get an update. That, like, what?
A ton of money, because she says in that clip, after that date, I don't want to talk about this, quote, fucking cat anymore. She even goes on to say in this same stream that she is sick
Like, if you want to celebrate the rescue of BBJ, feature BBJ. Don't tell your audience you're not talking about BBJ. Girl, I am confused.
of talking about BBJ and refers to her multiple times as, quote, that goddamn cat.
Yes, my pleasure. Flying spaghetti monster. It's my pleasure to ignore. I can't. How many times can you say the same thing? Nothing has changed. You know what I mean? I have no new arguments. I have no new...
Elias says, Poppy, the thing is, people knew BBJ was elderly and more than likely deceased. All FFG had to do was confirm and move on. Instead, she kept accepting money for her. I do not understand it. Elia, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why would it need to come to this point where you've got your brother and your dad yelling at each other publicly over you on Twitter? Girl, what the fuck is going on? What, like, messy. And, like, I wouldn't even be paying attention to that messy if it didn't end up in, like, again, BBJ, part of the main Foodie Beauty storyline, getting pulled into the conversation. And now we're here. And still, there are no clarifications. And it's all still murky and muddy.
commentary. I can't talk about the same goddamn cat thing. You want to see the truth of the cat thing? Go
Really, Nikki? That is a fact. I don't know if it's fun, but...
back February of last year. You can see all the goddamn cat thing. Nothing has changed. Huh? She's in retirement.
So again, if we're revisiting the bloop stream and we're telling the audience nothing has changed with the cat, go watch the old content, but we're making new content about old content and telling the audience not to ask questions about the cat, I don't understand.
Sick to death of the topic, and it's like I said to you guys, and I stand by. If the
Freedom says, I think even if FFG was forthright, I don't think everyone would accept the fact and simply drop it. I think a large majority of the main audience would probably accept the fact and drop it, especially if it happened in a timely manner and not 2 years later. The 2 years later thing really makes a lot of people think, why did we wait 2 years to get that update? That seems kind of weird. It is this corner of the internet, and there will always be questions. Like, people will always be asked questions and look for more information and try to figure something out, and I get that. But, like, if you can explain to me the logic as to why we haven't just gotten a date, again, why lie? That would be helpful. But I don't accept that. No.
there's news, good, bad, whatever, a change one way or the other, I will of course bring you the news. Beyond that, this is not a topic on this fucking channel. We're a reaction channel. I'm not a fucking cat commentary channel. I'm sick to death of it.
You rescued a cat from Foodie Beauty. You did it to spite Foodie and to save the cat from its situation. How did you not expect your audience to ask for updates? Okay.
all sick to death of it. Fucking BBJ is sick to death of it. This bitch needs to find new content. This is not going to be it.
But she's not so sick of talking about the BBJ thing that she can't do the 1-year anniversary stream, of course.
Speaking of, February 23rd is this Friday.
Oh, now we're in February, right.
Friday, you know. I don't have to tell you guys. It's kind of sacred around here on this channel. The 1-year anniversary of when I came out and told y'all about the BBJ rescue is literally Friday. So here's the plan for Friday. We will, of course...
Freedom Deep, but that's the problem, hun. And, I'm not trying to call you out. This is now a conversation. That's the problem. So Freedom said, I agree, Poppy, but this community is a mess, and there are a lot of people that really hate FFG that would turn this into a personal crusade for the real answers on how BBJ really died. The problem is, that is going to happen regardless of whether or not we have a date. Like, I got no horse in the race. I don't care specifically for all this mess. But the problem is, because there is not clarity, people will be asking questions. Chantal will talk about it for the next week or two, undoubtedly. Similar to how, well, maybe not the next week or two, maybe the next couple of days. She'll get distracted with a pizza or something. But, like, if you take something from the main show, if you take something from the plot and hide it from your audience, if it's paying feeders, if it's rescuing a cat, doesn't matter. If there isn't a succinct end to that, like, discussion, there are always going to be questions. And this particular behavior of being really, like, murky and cagey with a timeline makes people question a lot more. and makes you trust a lot less.
Start with whatever she gives us in real time. I feel like I always have to say that. And then I thought maybe we would rewatch the fucking rage and meltdown that took place on that
Mick, the judge's wig is getting a lot of use.
day. I think it would be a lot of fun. Yes, it's February 22nd, aka 1 year ago today was the BBJ rescue. Here's the thing. You guys didn't know anything about it until February 23rd. So, for tonight, we're going to pretend like you guys don't know about it still. And tomorrow, for our Friday night extravaganza, we will, of course, be celebrating the 1 year emancipation of BBJ. And the
So Bloop must have been the next day then. Okay.
freeing
Sorry, timelines are weird on the other side of the planet.
the rescue of BBJ. That is for tomorrow. Yes, Bloop indeed. Tomorrow, you guys, we are going to be taking...
And again, chat, like, I'm not taking sides, I'm not picking fights, I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm literally just trying to catch up with the side quests of the main game at this point.
the trip down memory lane. We already decided we are going to be rewatching...
Like follow who you want to follow, like who you want to like, watch who you want to watch. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just trying to catch up.
The best rage streams we've ever had in this community. The stream where she found out who got BBJ, right?
So we reached the 1 year anniversary stream, and not only does FFG continue to let the audience believe that BBJ is still alive, but she has a video to show them of BBJ to, in my opinion, further drive home the point that any rumors or speculation that something happened to BBJ because FFG stopped posting pictures of her, well, that can all be laid to rest because here's a video of BBJ.
Sarah Marie, hello, hun. Thank you for being here for 30 months. Sarah says, 2025, go wild. Take it away. Don't touch the poo.
Okay. And in the video, she just so happens
just watch the stories, have a laugh, try to find some entertainment in it. So messy.
to be eating these specialty treats that, hey, wouldn't you viewers like to donate some money toward?
Not only does she fucking love them, she turns into what can only be described as feral when given one of these things. She will attack the fuck out of you if you make a move on her little poof. If a dog maybe breathes a little too close to one of her little poofs, she turns into, what I can only describe as feral. She loves these little fuckers so much. So hold on, let me get that little clip.
And based on the current talking points, again, without a specific date, I can't tell whether or not this was this filmed in early February? Was BBJ still alive in February 2024? Is the Earn story real in December? Girl, at this point in time, who fucking knows?
Oh, it's so cute to see. It's so cute to see from the cat that was so freaking skinny, barely wanted ever to have anything to do with food, just was not interested, to be so fucking into something food-wise now. She's becoming of a fatty at heart. You know what I mean? Enjoying her little poofs and ready to fight you for the poofs. So yeah, that's just a little video.
Magic Cheese, I see you, hun. This is all about reaction channels being jealous. FFG has done nothing wrong. This is all so much hypocrisy. Girl, you can disagree with me. That's fine. I probably won't be saying anything you'll be agreeing with. That's okay, girl.
Of her being the adorable little queen that she is. Long live BBJ. I've said it since a year ago tonight, and I'm going to keep saying it. I genuinely hope that cat outlives the heifer. And the way things are going, it's looking like she might. So, inshallah. E, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Now, even though she had proclaimed, after the 23rd, I'm done talking about this cat, turns out that wasn't exactly true, because not only would FFG go back and rewatch the streams from the day of the BBJ rescue, but she also would specifically pick retro react videos, where BBJ would be in the background or Chantal would be talking about taking BBJ to the vet, in my opinion, just so that she could again remind the audience of what she did, because...
Yeah, and Ida, I'm not here to get nasty with anyone. I'm just watching, again, I feel like I haven't been talking about it, but I've been thinking about this since this morning. I was like, what am I going to do? And Salty Carab came out with the video, and I was like, okay, this is where I can get my thoughts out. This is good.
Because every time she talks about BBJ, she gets super chats for it. Now, there are tons of examples I could show you for this, but I picked out some from March of 2024, where in one stream, she just so happened to pick out 2 videos to do retro reacts to, in which both of them mention BBJ and the vet.
Okay, listen, the plan for tonight, besides being bullied in my own chat by these basement dwellers, we're going to watch 2 crazy things from the past. Drinking.
We gotta bring BBJ to the vet. I don't hurry up. Oh, I feel bad. I don't like putting her in the carrier. I'm gonna freaking be. No, I'm not gonna get. There's no room in the car for. Maybe she can sit on Pete's lap. So I made an appointment for tomorrow morning at 10. So we're gonna go hug. We're gonna bring her. It's not gonna be a long appointment. There's like she just needs a checkup and a nail trim. So.
Canvia, yeah, I think so. I think Salty references the 15-minute stream right at the end of this, and we might cut over to that, like, to make the watching a little bit easier at that point.
And that never happened. Neither one of those things happened. Yikes.
Kat, good to see you, hon.
Now, this stream was from January 25th, 2022. We all know that end of February 2023, BBJ gets rescued.
And in a stream 2 days later, she confirms that BBJ is still being cared for, as in still alive.
The cats is going to be a hard one? Why? In my mind, the cats, it's not a hard one. Because at the end of the day, the cats got the happy ending. You know, as hard as it was to live through in the moment, because we didn't know how it was going to play out, it played out beautifully for both of them. They're both literally enjoying their lives for the first time in their lives. And yeah, I know we don't know exactly what's up with Sam, but for my own mentals, I have always chosen to believe that Sam is being as well taken care for as BBJ is. So in my mind, they are now just living their best life for the first time in their lives. So as hard as...
Okay, so according to FFG, BBJ was still alive at the end of March 2024. Again, this is why it would be really important to put a date on the passing. That would be helpful.
That was to go through in the moment. Because again, we didn't know how it was going to end. We didn't know how it played out. It played out beautifully for both of them. That's probably the biggest win in Shantopolis ever.
We jump to April. She's still collecting donations on behalf of BBJ and her vet bill.
Yeah, Lottie, I agree. Look, I'm also open to being screamed at if the chat needs to. It's fine.
And medicine.
Oh, Fork Sniffers Anonymous, thank you so much for the super chat.
Fork Sniffers, shout out.
That's very nice of you. I did well with my crypto investments this month, Fancy. Please use this towards BBJ's vet bills. Absolutely will. That's like almost half of a Silencia. Think about, she'll be grooving and moving and feeling all good next month. For thanks to you, Fork Sniffers Anonymous. Thank you very much.
Now, the truth is we could be here all day watching clips like this, because even up until at least May of 2025, FFG was still claiming that BBJ was alive and well.
I don't get why she doesn't just give an update. Because she's lying to her audience about the situation. She's apparently not with her, but she was. But yeah, anyway. It's sick to use a sweet.
No, I don't know what update. Honestly, I don't know what update. Same old, same old. It's like I've said. Anything changes, that will be the update. Is it every, couple of days I have to go, yeah, no, BBJ's still doing good. Silencia's...
Cheesy, is that you? Hello, thank you for gifting 10 channel memberships, honey. I appreciate it. Welcome back, everyone. Enjoy your emojis. And please make sure you thank the lovely the Anti-M channel. Thank you, hon. Good to see you.
Still working like a miracle. Like, no update is good news. Because when there'll be an update, it's not sorry, but for an animal that old, it's probably not going to be a good update, right?
Okay, so there's FFG saying that there will be an update when the passing, or insinuating that there will be an update when BBJ takes a turn for the worst. This is in May of this year. Okay.
So, I don't know why you're, wishing this. It's like you're putting the eye on her.
Now, one thing I found interesting while going through all of these clips is that the story
6 months ago, got it,
of what happened with BBJ as far as her kidneys go kept changing over time. In one stream, she would say that BBJ had kidney disease. In another stream, she'd say it wasn't kidney disease. It wasn't
It's as messy as Rosie's lidless bin.
even stage 1 kidney disease. All she needed was a diet change. In another stream, she'd mention kidney failure.
She went for the, they called it nose to tail or something, evaluation. And then, yeah, the floodgates were open from the teeth being rotten to that aggressive UTI, the kidney, early kidney disease, and on and on.
All information that was happily shared with the audience. Now, I can see where the argument of that's transparency for the audience, which is a good thing. I can see the argument that it's spite for Chantal because it proves that she neglects her animals, which it is, and we knew that. And it's great that BBJ is getting veterinary care. Why are we not being transparent about BBJ's passing? Keep going back to why lie.
On and on.
It's not up to people to monitor if I take my cat to the vet every 6 months. You don't come at people with torches because they don't take their cat to the vet every 6 months. She's an elderly cat. So regardless if I brought her to the vet and the vet said she has kidney failure, because I would have said right then and there, euthanize her. I'm not letting her suffer like FFG is doing to BBJ and like she did to her dogs.
You're so full of shit. Ironically, she was only an early kidney, like, it's not even stage 1. It's an early kidney. I forget the word. I'm sorry at the beginning. You know what I mean? And
Hot Wasabi, I'm still confused about where BBJ actually ended up because, like, again, there's 3, like, it's just the same as the passing date. Like, at this point in time, who knows what to believe?
it hasn't moved from there. No medication needed for BBJ's kidney. It was just a change of diet. She has the early kidney care food now and renal. Thank you. Okay, yeah, the early renal food. And that's all it is. It's literally just a change in diet.
Whenever I used to feed BBJ treats, she would come. You saw her. She was a fiend. She would eat like 10 in a row. And as per the guidelines on the bag, because she's lightweight, she's allowed to have like 14 a day.
No, she's not. As per the guidelines on the bag. Did the guidelines on the bag say anything about an elderly animal? Did the guidelines on the bag say anything about kidney disease? Did the guidelines on the bag say anything about rotten teeth? Those little puffs, they're treats specifically made so that animals who have kidney problems can enjoy a treat every once in a while, and they're not deprived of every fucking little joy that they had in their life because she's on a special diet. They are special treats for her special diet. Lucky to
Now pay attention to this next clip. I think FFG got so heated and pissed off at Chantal that she accidentally let something slip because she compares BBJ, who again she has said didn't even have the beginning stages of kidney disease. It was just like a kidney problem. She compares BBJ to her dog Ollie, who was, quote, dying of kidney failure.
And you know, I do say how fucking lucky BBJ is to have those treats because when Ollie was dying of kidney failure, there were no fucking treats. The only company that made the treats that the dog could have at the time was Hill's Science Diet, and they were on back order. They happened to be on back order the entire time he was sick. They came in stock after he had passed away. So yeah, and that dog was a gourmand. Okay, he liked to eat. He really was. Like, why the fuck was everything taken away from me? He would have been so lucky to have had those poofs. She's very lucky to have them.
Oh no, Blacks. That's so horrible. Kidney infection? I will definitely keep you in my prayers. Sorry about that.
Oh no, Blacks. We're gonna pretend to have sympathy for a kidney infection? Your fucking cat had beginning stage kidney failure. You can be fucked to take her to a vet, but oh no, Blacks. You insincere fake fuck. If you didn't know and you were just watching this for the first time, you would assume that she's telling the truth and oh my god, isn't that great? She's really searched around for a good vet and stuff. There's no vet. That fucking cat hadn't been to the vet in years and certainly didn't go to the vet until the first time I took her to the vet. We all understand that, right? She's so full of shit. And this is a year before the BBJ rescue. What she just said there, she's going to get her tantalizing turkey dinner and stuff. You can't tell me that cat's been to the vet anytime in the recent past because the kidney disease would have already, the early stage kidney disease would have already been discovered. She wouldn't be eating that fucking turkey delight food or whatever. She'd already be on the special diet food. Scared though, in my opinion.
1 second. Some Pondude, thank you for the super chat. Honey Pondude says, I think FFG knew she would get accused of BBJ dying even though she was old. Reactors likely see the worst of this community and know how they can be. That said, still should have told us right away. Yeah, I agree. I agree, because it's just like, what? Again, I hate to keep saying the same words, but why lie? Like, just, I can't find a reason not to talk, like, not to just tell the audience. So what happens if some members of the audience question what exactly happened? What like, at least everybody knows. Like, I think most people would have appreciated knowing.
And a lot of people in the community are talking about it might have something to do with her kidney, as in kidney failure.
Like, I don't think many people having watched BBJ's time with Chantal and then hearing what we've heard from FFG, I don't think most people would have been like, but what did you do to BBJ? I don't think that well, again, maybe that's just my, maybe I need to be more cynical because I just keep trusting people foolishly. I don't necessarily think that would have been the majority's, like, first question.
As in, the same thing that BBJ has, that Chantal never bothered to get treated, get looked at, have taken care of.
Extremely old, had a lot of health problems that old cats have. So, I mean, yeah, like...
actually, no, had 2 health problems that old cats get, yes.
Yeah, Aisha said she could have told everyone with a report from the vet. I mean, we got the report on BBJ's, like, health update in February when the rescue happened, so, like, I don't think anyone would... I honestly don't think many people would have held anything against FFG if she'd have come out and said, hi guys, just an update about FFG. Here's the vet report. Unfortunately, you know, she has passed. whether or not it was euthanasia or something else, like, because then there would not be that many questions.
Kidney failure is normal, and it does happen in older.
The information would be there, and like at this point in time, we haven't even gotten a story about it or a date. For God's sake, we haven't gotten like, yeah, you guys, like, you know, BBJ was just getting really sick, her kidneys were failing, there wasn't much we could do. Unfortunately, we did choose to euthanize. BBJ passed away on this date. Like, there's nothing. We got nothing. You got nothing.
Pets, not just cats, dogs too, and the arthritis. Normal in older animal. You know what? All it takes is that silencia.
I think the general consensus would have been, most people would have said, well, it was good that BBJ was taken care of in her final years, actually saw a vet, Chantal was neglecting her. It seemed that, like, no one would be questioning half of this shit. But now, because we're being lied to, everybody questions it. This is why I question things when I'm lied to. Throdian, thank you for the super chat, hon. Throdian says, a huge issue is the lying. There is zero excuse to lie, and for this long. Here, take my money. Thanks, Throdian. I appreciate it, love.
That fucking miracle drug, Limber, living her best life. Oh, just one more thing I want to add about the kidney failure that she now claims she was treating in BBJ. Since she knows so much about it, she should know that when there is anything to do with kidney, the blood tests are redone every 3 months. Why? Just to see where the kidney's at. Make sure we're staying in the same...
Pixie, I understand if the concern was that FFG was concerned that other channels or commentators or audience members were going to say things about anything, but, like, no, it still doesn't make sense to me. Because why is the primary concern, like, other channels having a thought, opinion, or whatever about you, when the priority for you as a content creator should be your audience? Like, if you've had a topic of conversation for, at this point in time, a year and a half, almost 2 years of rescue, and then you shut that conversation down and you're not, like, open and honest about it, like, you're not putting your audience first when it comes to, like, a good relationship. No. Dastardly, thank you for the super chat, hon. Dastardly says, all FFG has to do is show a receipt for a cremation, or whatever method, whatever happened. The problem is, at this point in time, I think a lot of people will, even if a receipt is provided, a lot of people will still question it, because, like, it's easy to change a date, it's easy to, like, to change a form or a photo or whatever. Like, at this point in time, like, especially lying, like, especially just avoiding the conversation, or a lie, like, let's call it lying. It's lying by omission. Lying about things this long, like, why would anyone trust anything?
Stage with the kidney. If you had gone to the vet every 3 months to do the bloods, number one, we all understand you would have turned that into content. And number two, the vet would have noticed the nails growing into the pads of the feet.
Pete normally, you know, but whenever they get old, they get kidney disease, and she had kidney disease. Hey, Stephen.
But how did you know she had kidney disease? You never took her and got her checked for kidney disease. You found out about her kidney because I took her to the vet. You were told.
This was May this year, right?
Told when you got her nails clipped that she might have kidney disease and that you should go and get her bloods for that. You never.
Amber's teardrop says, but does it even matter? It's an embarrassing corner of the internet. We're all messy. I think the thing is, Amber's, if you were a member of, like, if you were a member of FFG's chat for the last 3 years and you'd sent super chats, or you'd sent donations, or you'd enjoyed the conversation around BBJ, or you'd had, like, such a good feeling about BBJ receiving care and being safe and being happy, and then you were told that the last 2 years of what you thought you had been watching had actually been a lie because the content creator who you enjoyed was pulling the wool over your eyes, or avoiding a topic of conversation, or not being transparent and honest about a fundamental topic within the greater, like, corner of the internet, you'd probably be made to feel like a little bit of a fool and probably feel pretty shit. I mean, I would. I don't even watch FFG and I feel dumb. You know?
Bothered. So say thank you because you found out that the fucking.
And I think on any, like, in any corner of the internet, if audiences feel like a content creator is making them feel dumb or, like, fooled, like, that's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling, like, off YouTube, but, like, I don't think that's a good feeling. Some Pond Dude, thank you for rejoining the channel, mate. I appreciate it.
Had kidney problem because of me.
Now, I want to play one more clip for you guys just to kind of show you the kind of attitude that FFG has about the whole BBJ situation, because I don't believe that it was about helping BBJ or having her best interest at heart. The whole BBJ rescue, in my opinion, was all about FFG and making her out to look like this hero to get donations from the community and also to piss off Chantal.
She has no room to talk, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
How do I have no room to talk?
Anyway.
How the fuck do I have no room to
June this year, right.
talk? The saver of animals, the adopter of like animals in bad situations versus the animal abuser. How in the fuck do you figure I have no room to talk? I have all the room in the world, bitch, and we're two fat bitches. There shouldn't be that much room. But when it comes to animals, so much room. Get on my face.
Okay, so I was just about to post this video, and it turns out we have a bit of an update.
Okay, so now we've got the update. So we're going to move over and we're going to watch FFG's 15-minute live stream just quickly. That way no one can get mad about me not covering both sides of the conversation, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just here to listen to my stories, chat. But this is now a side quest.
Hello, girl gang. What up, everybody? Long time no bees. Very, very good to see you. We have a lot to talk about tonight. I want to start by saying I have not been gone because of BBJ or like I couldn't, oh my God, I couldn't face everybody because of BBJ. Absolutely not.
Fallen Angel, thank you for the super chat, honey. Fallen says, I used to be a fan of FFG. I used to defend FFG and give her super chats. Can truly say I feel sick and like I'm stupid. Honey, I'm so sorry. It's never a good feeling. Thank you for the support. I hope you have a big cup of tea today. I will say that I don't hold on to that feeling. Like, personally, and I have a very similar feeling whenever I feel like the rug is pulled out from under me. You can't sit with it too long. Like, we are just watching our stories collectively. I guess a message to take away from all of this is, like, understand that we are, like, watching entertainment, and we can vibe, and we can gel, and we can watch who we watch, and we can support who we want. But yeah, and I'm a big proponent for, like, creators keeping their private lives private if they want. I never thought that BBJ could be a private element because of, like, the fact that BBJ existed in Chantal's world, but was also like a community, like, icon, you know?
It's been the embarrassment. I'm going to be 100% with you guys tonight. Hello 911. I have never been so fucking mortified in my entire life. And the embarrassment has kept me away for days. The fuck do you even say? And again, not about BBJ, okay? Anyway, if you know, you know. Let the days pass. We would get together on the Friday. We have things to talk about tonight, okay? I'm going to start by addressing why everything has...
Well, Canvia, that's a good point. Canvia says, BBJ could have been a private element. FFG would had to not tell anyone she rescued her. That's very, very true. That's very true. I mean, like, in an alternate world, BBJ could have ended up with a rescue or a foster, or BBJ could have helped with that transition and not spoken about it. You know, unfortunately, well, I mean, we live in this reality, so I guess that's that.
Now been privated on the channel as of this morning because, oh my God, I've been accused of trying to scrub everything about BBJ. No. If you're in the community, I'm sure many of you have heard a lot of people are having their shit.
Sorry, chat. I thought I had a sneeze coming on.
If you're in the community, I'm sure many of you have heard a lot of people are having their shit like struck by YouTube.
Hey, Lizzie, good to see you, hon.
Taken down by YouTube. And it had not happened to me until this morning. And I got an email this morning quickly at like 9 something this morning that one video or one stream had been taken down. And so I just jumped up and fucking privated everything. I didn't have time to go through video and stream by stream, everything, to make sure that the entire stream like complied with that new rule. Because you know how we are. Often the thumbnail has little to do with what we end up doing if we snipe or watch something out. Anyway,
I am curious because I've been keeping an eye on that from my side of things as well, and I've only had a couple of like pieces of content age restricted. I did go through and do what I said at the start of the day, where I was like looking at captions for the B word, but none of those had been flagged for anything. So I put some down and then I put them back up, and I was like, I guess the algorithm's just kind of gonna do its thing and tell me whether or not it's mad at me. Who knows? Dastardly, thank you for the super chat. Love Dastardly says, you look like an irritated Judge Judy, fed up with the BS. Damn them for pulling in the side quest. Like, I mean, this wig is now becoming the side quest wig. Dastardly, yeah, thank you.
So I'm gonna have to like skim through our streams and shit and just make sure none of them break the rule. This is what I received this morning. Oh, hold on. Yeah. This is what I received this morning. That stream had been removed.
And that is the policy that is getting everyone, by the way.
And it's the self-harm policy. We do not allow content that glorifies or promotes eating disorders. This includes content that depicts or implicitly details someone engaging in eating disorders or disordered eating behaviors. We review educational, documentary, artistic, and scientific content on a case-by-case basis. We make limited exceptions for content with sufficient and appropriate context and where the purpose of posting is clear. Yeah, so the video that was taken down, she's eating. And eating is putting it kindly. So anyway, this weekend, I'm going to go through everything.
It is strange as well, because like I have watched every one of the girlies mukbangs at this point in time. I've even done zoom-ins and shit, and I have not received a content removal whatsoever. So I do wonder what elements the AI overlords are looking at.
And as long as there's no content that breaks that self-harm policy rule, I will, of course, public everything again. Frenchie, it's blurry? Oh, crap. Why? I have full bars. It says we're streaming fine. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I received this morning. Anyway, I read it, so... oh, crap.
Oh, really, Nikki? Interesting.
Oh, my God. What is...
Yeah, I think it might be words. I think it might be things in thumbnails. I'm not sure whether or not it's like... I have... Milk Tea did a really good cover, or did a really good conversation, rather, on her latest upload about, like, what classifies as, like, self-harm and all of that stuff. So yeah, that'll be interesting going on. But yeah, from my side of things, like all of the mukbang reactions are fine.
What's going on? What?
Yeah, Ard, I am getting a sense that it might be the reports as well.
The fuck? Oh, okay. We're back. Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, that's what I received, and the reason that every single thing has now been privated until I can just get in there and take a look at what's going on. Okay, so there's this accusation going around, I'm sure everybody knows, that BBJ passed away on October 17th, 2023. And everybody's making their videos about it, and there's...
I wasn't... Look, to be entirely honest, it was kind of one and done this morning. I was like, someone's asking me for my opinion on this. I don't really know what's going on. Let me share my thoughts. And then Salty put out a video, and I was like, you know what? This is going to be a Rachel thing again. We're just gonna put it all in one place so everybody can, like, yell at me at the same time.
Dreams about it, and... dog piling about it, and okay, I went back and I'm like, okay, well, let me find something cute. Let me find something. And I was searching through, and you know what? I think I found something adorable that I would like to share with the class, if you will let me. Hold on, let me get this tab. I hope you guys can see that clearly. Can you see the top there? Yeah. I'm just saying, after the day, and watch how cute. I screenshot, and that's like screen recorded this so that the day is there and everything is there. You tell me, has BBJ passed away?
Girl, I don't know. You won't give me a date. Ooh. Okay. I have seen this once before, but not to this, like, blown up extent on my screen. I don't think BBJ's having a good time. That does not seem like a peaceful experience for BBJ.
Yeah.
Okay, so all this proves that potentially BBJ existed on November 7th, 2 years ago. I don't know what this was meant to prove, outside of the fact that FFG's brother had the date wrong or was misleading on the date. You make your own choice there. This doesn't clarify too much for me, but okay.
So there she is. There she is. I don't know about you guys, but BBJ looks not only alive, but nowhere near Door's death, nowhere in back.
Okay, but like, just tell us a date, girl. Like, I'm so sorry. I feel so gaslit. I don't like this feeling. A date, just a date, just a date. Probably just a date at this point in time. Maybe a vet receipt, but also just like a date, just a date.
Shape and I don't know, unhappy or whatever. Literally playing on the couch with her dog brother, enjoying her best life, comfortable.
Okay, well, I mean, it seemed like BBJ was attacking the face of a dog, but okay.
Cared for as she was from the day that she was rescued until the day that she passed away.
Which was?
Okay, guys. BBJ did pass away. Okay, but this fucking October of 20.
Okay, so I'm frustrated on two accounts. I'm frustrated that we can't just get a date. Like, girl, just give us a date. It shouldn't be this hard. I'm frustrated that we can't get us a date. And I'm really frustrated at how flippant the yes, BBJ has passed away comment is. Did you not think that your audience might want to know that at some point in time? Like, did you not think that that might have been an important thing to tell your audience? No? Okay. Right, say it again.
She was from the day that she was rescued until the day that she passed away. Okay? Guys, BBJ did pass away. Okay? But this fucking October of 2023 bullshit is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, it's ridiculous that you're not telling the audience when. That's ridiculous.
BBJ has now passed away.
Okay, so like in the last 6 months, 12 months, 18 months? Can we get a date?
Not October 2023, for fuck's sake. I want to apologize to you guys.
Could you just give us a date?
Because I always said that I would tell you if she passed away.
Right, you're not telling us. And
you know what? To be honest, if all this hadn't fucking kicked off, I don't know if I would have said anything for, I don't even know how long.
Okay, that seems, can someone let her know that doesn't sound great? That's not filling me with confidence that, like, we're open and transparent about a main character in the Chantal show. Nikki, thank you for being here for a month, honey. Nikki says, an old cat being harassed by a pup ain't it, girl? No, I don't think. I think BBJ would have appreciated, like, I don't know, a cat tree, a pillow, a blanket, a warm spot in the sun. Anyway, what?
I would tell you if she passed away.
Milk
Bullshit.
tea, oh my goodness, hi. What a mess. I've had to bring out the judge's wig again. We've got a side mission. It's crazy.
BBJ did pass away, okay? But this fucking October of 2023 bullshit is absolutely ridiculous. BBJ has now passed away.
Right. Now, but who knows when between November 3rd, 7th, whatever it was, and... Okay, so we've got a 2-year window.
Not October 2023, for fuck's sake. I want to apologize to you guys. Because I always...
Oh, Milk, nice, you've got a new video on the new terms of service. Excellent. There you go, I told you Milk could have it.
Said that I would tell you if she passed away. And you know what? To be honest, if all this hadn't fucking kicked off, I don't know if I would have said anything for... I don't even know how long. I really don't.
Okay, that seems really gaslighty to your audience.
I just kept waiting because... I don't know. You guys know how fucking feral this community is, okay? And I'm not trying to get all ooh-woo, me.
You're talking to your audience, though. Like, do you not have enough respect for your audience to just be honest? But you have more concern about what other people are thinking or saying about you instead of the people who are in your chat supporting you. Okay, alright, well. Alright, this is just a very different vibe. It's a very different vibe, chat. Trisha, thank you for the super chat, honey. Trisha says, hit the like for our Aussie treasure. Thanks, honey. Chat, I understand if you don't want to hit the like on this stream. I get it, but thanks, honey. I appreciate it.
I'm being straight with you guys. This community is fucking feral, and things have been fucking out of control for months now.
Right.
I knew that somehow BBJ's death was going to be, like, weaponized against me. I just fucking knew it. I knew.
You've done yourself no favors, girl, by not being honest. I'm not going to lie. Like, the argument that, well, the passing of BBJ would have been weaponized against FFG, regardless of whether or not she was honest, is a bit, like, stupid to try to argue the reason why she wouldn't just be honest with her chat. Girl, that's crazy. That's not... I'm so sorry. I've got to disagree with that one.
Do it.
Milk Tea, thank you for being here for 57 months. Hunt Milk says, I've been lost in this mess, but congrats on 20k. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate it. Thanks, love.
I mean, you guys know you're around. You've seen that in the last couple of years, I have had multiple losses and deaths weaponized against me. And
okay.
yeah, selfishly, I wasn't fucking ready to go through that again.
Okay, all right. But again, this kind of brings me back to the entire conversation I've been having since the start of the stream. I understand keeping private things private. BBJ was not private. BBJ could have been private. Could have not done the bloop stream. We could have not rubbed it in Chantel's face that we rescued her cat. We could have done all of that stuff. We didn't. BBJ is a main character in the Foodie Beauty show. Your family, your animals, whatever. I'm not interested in that. Keep it private, whatever. BBJ is a different situation.
Wasn't. I am truly, truly sorry. Truly sorry that I didn't tell you right away.
The problem is when someone apologizes for getting caught out for lying, the instant response is, are you apologizing for lying or are you just apologizing you got caught? Like, again, and this is the problem being someone who perhaps is a little too trusting, in that if you don't lie to me, I'll probably think that you're telling me the truth. Unfortunately, we've got a couple of lies in here, which makes me think that the deception is not about, or the apology rather, is not about not being honest, but it's about getting caught, because this conversation wouldn't have happened if there wasn't a court/question around the passing of the cat.
I'm a fucking coward. I don't know what to say. It was about me. And how the fuck was I going to do that? This was going to be a fucking wreck again, and it would be weaponized. I just wasn't ready for it yet. I wasn't fucking ready for it yet. And so I kept waiting.
But do you guys think anyone in her chat would have weaponized the passing of BBJ? Like, I don't know how many battles she's fighting out on the wider internet, but do you honestly think that the passing of BBJ might become a big talking point this week, because we don't know if it's happened at any point in the last 2 years, and whether or not you've been accepting donations and super chats and gifts and support for a cat that's been dead for months, like, and we don't get a date. So at this point in time, I got some questions.
And I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry, guys. I truly am. I'm a coward. It is what it is. Okay. You know, if you can't rock with me anymore because of this, I get it. I do. I truly.
Lottie says, if the argument is I was going to continue lying if I wasn't exposed, I feel like the apology is being sorry they were exposed, not for lying. Exactly.
I really do. I respect it. You know, the best to you anyway. Like, I'm not holding it against anyone, but
this kind of discussion makes me think that it must have happened a while ago. And yes, chat, I have thumbs down this stream.
because of this,
I don't like this stream.
I get it. I do. I truly do. I respect it. You know,
It makes me feel like I'm being actively lied to, and you know I hate that.
the best to you anyway. Like, I'm not holding it against anyone, but I don't know. Just know she was so loved, so fucking loved.
Wait, I don't understand that logic. What do you mean you're saying you're not going to actively hold anything against anyone if you lose support out of this? I don't want to say entitled, but man, if that doesn't feel like some fucking Amber Lynn Reid level of manipulation professorism. I don't like that.
Okay. You know, if you can't rock with me anymore because of this, I get it. I do. I truly do. I respect it. You know, the best to you anyway. Like, I'm not holding it against anyone,
Okay.
but
Yeah, you shouldn't hold anything against anyone if they're not believing your misinformation and gaslighting and lies. That's crazy. Also, don't do that.
I don't know. Just know she was so loved, so fucking loved. so well taken care of.
Until...
From the day she was rescued until the day she passed, just literally living her best life and enjoyed every day more than the day before.
Okay, that's great. I would love to believe you, but unfortunately, in this current situation, I would feel like a fool if I took that at face value. I want to, because I want to believe that BBJ had a peaceful passing and an enjoyable end of life, but you didn't share any of that. You just kept bringing up BBJ when it was convenient for you, I suppose, and then yelling at your chat when it wasn't. And then didn't tell us when they passed. So... that's great. My headcanon can believe one thing, but the reality we probably will never know because people keep lying. Nikki, thank you for the super chat, honey. Nikki T says, can't imagine much worse than a 20-year-old cat we were told is going to live with a sick lady. True. Faced with young puppies and no peace in her final days. Lying for 2 years is sociopathic. No more suffering, BBJ. Manifest karma. Like, it's gotta have been a while ago if we're not getting a date. Like, if she just came out and said, chat, it was September last year. Or September this year. Like, it's weird that we don't get a date.
Truly love, truly, I know it's weird to say about an animal, but respected, given a place in the family, you know what I mean?
Okay, I don't necessarily know how respected the animal was, especially considering the animal was the main character in the greater, like... audience. I don't know how respected the animal was if we didn't even we didn't even hold a memorial. We didn't do a charity stream, or we weren't even told. Like, it could have just been it could have been a video, it could have been a live stream, could have been a community tab post, could have been over on Twitter, could have been lots of things, but it was nothing. So okay. Grandpa Joe, thank you for being here for 2 months, honey. Grandpa Joe says, F the scammers. Congrats on 20k. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. And Minion, thank you for being here for a month. Minion says, if Apology has a bunch of butts, I have a problem. Well, there's that.
Loved, and cared for.
Again, I do find it weird that FFG showed a video from the 3rd or whatever, early November 2023 now. Why wasn't that video shown back in November? I don't know if it was. Maybe it was and I'm talking out of turn. But, like... yeah, seems weird.
Again, I'm really fucking sorry that I didn't tell you literally right away when it happened.
When did it happen?
I just didn't know how. I didn't fucking know how, and I couldn't fucking face it. I could not face it.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say...
oh, Side Button Pondu says we've seen that video before. Oh, okay. Right.
about the mortifying Twitter drama.
Oh, yeah, this I'm not aware of, so this is all, like, whatever to me.
I wrestled with this for days. I'm telling you, it wasn't BBJ that kept me away. It was my embarrassment about what's going on Twitter, okay?
Right.
Money is at the root of all of this.
Right.
Is what I can say. And you can, yeah, and whatever you want. You know, again, believe whatever you want.
Okay.
I have been paying this person's rent.
Oh, this is her brother. Oh.
Living expenses since the month my mother passed away.
Okay.
I stopped paying their rent October of this year, 2025.
Right.
And now all this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, weird. Budussi, thank you for the super chat, honey. Budussi says, I believe it's 2023, like the brother said. She's a liar and has a former, as a former supporter. Sorry, I'm ashamed. I really believed her. She's not sorry. This is Chantal and Anne behavior. I am feeling very like lied to straight to my face today. Budussi, yeah, 100%. Thank you for the super chat, love. Okay. Well, that's curious. I mean, that's your own private business, girl. Why do we need to know this? Why are we knowing this? Why are we knowing any of this stuff? But, like, okay, we're talking about it now, I guess.
It's no coincidence.
Brookie, thank you for the super chat, love. Brookie says, making a memorial video is how... Well, I mean, there's that.
And it's not about anything deeper than money.
Right. So the reason why your brother has come online to Twitter and said a whole heap of stuff is purely out of money. Okay. Right.
The job and the bullshit and the big talk is all it is.
Panda says the brother has been speaking to Yabba since summer, though. Oh. Okay, well, this is really messy.
This is big talk. It's all about the money.
And then is it her dad on Twitter, like, fighting with the brother? Is it his son? This is all getting real days of our lives up in here.
I'm going to say one more thing.
Okay.
About what's been happening on Twitter and all of that shit.
Messy boots, girl.
And how long this shit has been going on, kind of behind the scenes and behind my back. And my brother told me a long time ago that the Gaining Ground, my longest enemy online, everybody knows, had contacted him shortly after our mother had died and was trying to get information about me from him.
What? Days of our lies. Stop it. That's funny. Squirrel, thank you for the super chat, honey. Squirrel says bombastic side-eye, the whole family. Bombastic side-eye, the whole family.
You know what? Go to Twitter if you have Twitter.
I'm sorry, what has that got to do with fuck all?
Gaining Ground put out the screenshots yesterday. It proves who was contacting who.
What does that matter about anything? What does that matter about anything?
And who was fucking around. It wasn't the Gaining Ground that contacted him. It was him who contacted the Gaining Ground.
I don't care about this.
And I get some, I don't know, info on me and Girl World and shit to, quote, make some kind of website. I don't even know. Anyway, you know what? I could go on and on and on.
Uh-huh. But you won't give us a date.
Truly could.
Right.
I'm not going to. I've said enough.
Okay.
Money is the root of all evil and blood is not thicker than shit. All right?
Okay, but if you can give us a date on when BBJ passed so that we could have that conversation about, like, not telling your audience and taking the super chats and stuff, that would be helpful.
That's all I have to say.
Okay.
We're certainly not going to do any reacts tonight. I just wanted to show you BBJ after the accusations.
You showed us a video of BBJ from 2 years ago and haven't clarified. Well, you have clarified. You've confirmed that it is your brother and dad over on Twitter acting up. And you've confirmed that BBJ has passed away. But again, I feel like I'm being lied to, so who knows at this point in time. Still don't know when. Okay.
Living her best fucking life. Happy as a clam until the day she passed. Again, everybody, I am truly sorry that I didn't tell you when it happened. Mm-hmm. In the moment, the next day, whatever.
A year ago.
I fucked up.
Popular, thank you for the super chat, love. Popular says, I wish I'd found you earlier. 344th tea of the day. Thanks, love.
If you can't, be cool with me anymore, like I said, I get it, and I respect it. Everybody.
Why are we so cagey about the date? The only reason I could think, the only reason I could see that we aren't giving a specific date is because you might be concerned that people may have sent you super chats or sent you support or had conversations and you have lied or avoided the truth. That's the only reason I can see that you're avoiding a date here. But, girl, I don't think that's a good idea.
Who can, we'll be back to regular business, okay? Back to reacts. Back to, I don't know, we're going to cover up her food with something. We'll be back to it. All right? Guys, thank you.
Okay. Whatever. That I've shared so many thoughts and opinions there. Look at me all flush. Jenna, thank you for the super chat, honey. Jenna says, projection, Your Honor, all she cares about is money. Well, it does. I mean, yeah. Motives are a weird thing. All right, chat, we're going to move on over to Piggy's little short here, which is just a very brief 3-minute response from Chantal in regards to Foodie Beauty's reaction to finding out BBJ died. Once again, chat, make sure you go down into the descriptions, visit the channels, go say hi from me, leave a like, do all of the things, and let's get to this is Chantal's take on the whole situation.
Her brother's basically her brother's basically the one who outed her, and then her dad was like fighting with her brother on Twitter, saying
See, and this is the problem, because now all these talking points are in the main story. And now people are going to ask when we watch the main story what the tea is. This is why we have to know.
like, you're the reason that, like, the mom died and everything like that.
Ooh.
It's like, wow. She received money and donations for BBJ when she had already died. Oh, so who's the grifter? Who's the scammer? Wait. Collecting money for something that isn't actually true. Isn't that what scamming is?
This is the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Now Chantel's making points.
Yeah, and then people have the
I hate that.
nerve to say that I scammed Sasa when she's actually thriving because of the help she got. Anyway, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You will always be loved, BBJ.
Yeah, I hate being made to agree with Foodie. It's the worst.
Yeah, she basically, like, a couple of months after she was stolen, I just said, you know what? I'm not going to pay attention. Like, that's it for me. She's already deceased. Because she was rescued, and she, like, look how long she lived after. Like, she had to be put down anyways. She was not well.
And this is the problem with not knowing when. Like, I can understand not wanting Chantal to know the date. I think that, like, sharing the date with your audience trumps that a millionfold. Like, Chantal can talk her shit, whatever. Everybody saw the way that she treated, or sees the way that she treats animals. No one's gonna fucking listen to her.
Yeah,
But, like, to not be honest with your audience just so Chantal can't make a snide little remark like that and lie for potentially 2 years is fucking crazy when you think about it. Francine, thank you for the super chat, hun. Francine says, Jazz and jealous. Happy 20k. Thanks, hun. May I be so blessed. Thank you for being jazzed, Francine.
Yeah, of course you had her the whole time. Yeah. Because I want to, actually. I don't grift. Anything I ask for goes to what it's intended towards. I don't ask for money for, scamming people for a dead cat. Thank you. I have school and supplies and to help her family, and that's exactly what is happening right now. She's been in school, new supplies, new outfits. Her family gets the rest of that. So, I had planned to go to Qatar for a while.
I don't believe that.
Like, that was necessary because my mental health was like...
She needed a burger break.
I need to get out of here. Plus, where was I going to go when they were renovating? So... Oh yeah, and just for being an asshole, you can be blocked. Thank you, bye. Did you suspect that BBJ had passed? Yeah, of course. My chin looks funny, but you have a fake picture, Clouds. Okay. Tell me you're insecure about yourself without telling me you're insecure about yourself.
I see I really missed a lot in this 3-hour stream. Shout out Piggy.
The audience knew. They don't care about BBJ. All they cared about was trying to hurt me with BBJ.
I don't know, girl. It seemed to me the way that the audience was asking about BBJ and sending support and doing all of that stuff that the audience probably cared about BBJ.
That's how disgusting and vile those people are and demented. That's it. They don't care. So who cares? Nothing changes. We've been new.
And that's the end of Chantal. All right, chat, my butt's asleep. I think I've got all of my thoughts and feelings out. Chat, thank you for being respectful. Thank you for not yelling at each other. Again, you're always welcome to yell at me. And thank you for enjoying the week, because we are hot and popular. And I'm very hot. I gotta go. Go have a shower or something. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you all. Please take care of yourself and your little fur babies. Make sure you brush your hair and your teeth, wash your face, get your steps in, hug a loved one, don't be a dumpster fire on the internet. Make good choices, be good people. For those of you on the rewatch, thank you for your comments, opinions, and eyeballs. Chat, have a fabulous day. I don't know when I'll see you next, but I will. And I'll see you all in the next video and or live stream.